Good evening and welcome to South Kitsap High School and this Narrows League battle between the South Kitsap Wolves and the Lincoln Abes. Stick around. Kickoff is just around the corner.
Everyone, and welcome to South Kitsap High School and Joe Knowles Field here at the campus of South Kitsap. And joining me in the booth tonight, again, Coach David Rodriguez. D-Rod, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me, DB. It's a pleasure to be back once again to see the Wolves face the Lincoln Abes this evening.
We're happy that everybody could join us. This is the fourth game of the South Kitsap Wolves 2006 season, hosting the Lincoln Abes from Tacoma. Tonight's contest is actually going to be the first league division game between the two after the Narrows League was realigned due to the reclassification of most of the high schools throughout the state of Washington. And tonight's matchup will be South Kitsap and Lincoln from the Bridge Division side of the Narrows League. Last week, both teams started the season with a crossover game. South Kitsap had a victory over Central Kitsap, and Lincoln defeated Mount Tahoma, both 1-0 in the Narrows League overall, but tonight will be a key matchup in winning the league games in their own divisions of play.
Well, South Kitsap coming off a big win, a much-needed win last week, 42-0 against the Central Kitsap Cougars from Silverdale. The Wolves playing two solid state contenders the first 2 weeks in Lakes and Kentwood. South Kitsap desperately needing a win last week and getting that win, running all up and down the field with their offense and scoring 7 touchdowns for a big win against Central Kitsap. Chad Fowler and Chip Pearson had big games for South Kitsap, as well as Cedric Carter and Stephen Tucker, number 41 at running back. Big games for some big-time playmakers for South Kitsap, and if the Wolves have a chance tonight, they really need to look to those guys to step up again.
South Kitsap will be looking to get another key victory here tonight. The Wolves off to a shaky start this season with an 0-2 record, but some considered South Kitsap to be one of the best at that time 0-2 teams in the state, as they lost some very tough games, close games, to the Kentwood Conquerors out of the South Puget Sound League and the Lakes Lancers out of South Tacoma, both of whom are ranked in the top 10s for both the 3A and 4A classifications. South losing to Kentwood in overtime 26-20 and losing to the Lakes Lancers by a score of 32-31 as time expired in that contest. So South is hanging in there with these teams, and they're doing an excellent job. So Lincoln getting a couple of wins also, and both sides should be ready to go here for an excellent football game. South Kitsap is the home team in maroon, and the Lincoln Abes the visiting team in the white and gold pants. And we are now going to have the national anthem played by the South Kitsap High School Marching Band, led by band director Gary Grams.
And get our national anthem.
That was the South Kitsap High School Marching Band with the Star Spangled Banner, again directed by Gary Grahams. Tonight's contest should be an excellent one. South Kitsap, led by a host of skills players. Still doing the quarterback duties tonight will be Chip Pearson, the 6'1 senior for the Wolves. And starting at fullback will be number 4, Corey Hawkins. And sharing the tailback duties, a couple of excellent tailbacks, number 24, Chad Fowler, and number 41, Stephen Tucker. On the receiving end, South Kitsap has a plethora of receivers that Pearson will have to throw to. The tight end, number 19, Jesse Galligan. At the split wide receivers, number 9, Brandon Mayfield. 2 key targets, number 81, David Parker, and number 21, Cedric Carter, and number 87, Sean Staten. Back in action tonight for the Wolves. In the secondary will be number 13, Corey Dame, who has been out for the last couple of weeks with a shoulder injury, but he has been checked out by doctors and he is good to go, and he will be back in action tonight to help strengthen up the already very good secondary by the Wolves. The Wolves coming into tonight's contest having a very good defense, doing an excellent job of stopping the ball defensively, led up front by number 62, Renard Williams.
Renard Williams really stepping it up this season, doing a lot to stop runners in their tracks at the line and sometimes behind the line, really anchoring that South Kitsap defensive line and doing a fine job this year. On the Lincoln Abes side of the ball, offensively, we've got number 29, Roman Pula, up-and-coming star for the Lincoln Abes, and we can look for him to do some good things for Lincoln tonight. He is a senior, a 5'11", 210-pound running back, and that's a load coming out of the backfield for Lincoln. How do you think that the South's defense is going to match up with that, DB?
South Kitsap is going to have to try and plug those holes by the offensive line, and if Pula is able to get through there, Lincoln should be keying on him quite a bit tonight for the running duties, and if not, they're going to have to stop him quick because he is a strong, fast, powerful runner who has been gaining lots of yardage here the last couple of weeks in their first few games. So Lincoln is very talented with a good quarterback and a good running back, and a solid football program that has really developed over the last couple of years as both teams are now coming out onto the field, and it looks like the Wolves have won the toss and have elected to receive the kick. So South Kitsap will send a couple of deep men. One of them is going to be number 34, Ryan Williams, for the Wolves, and another to help share the duties is going to be, I believe, number 13, Corey Dame. We're trying, or no, that's actually number 24, Chad Fowler, who will be back there. So the Wolves hoping to strike early here as both teams are getting lined up here. Doing the kicking tonight for the Lincoln Abes, number 10, Cole Zamira. And we're about ready to get underway here. A beautiful evening here tonight at Joel Knowles Field. Heading into this weekend, the forecast is supposed to be nice and sunny and warm, so they're getting a good start here tonight. But the fall season is upon us, and it has been getting a little bit chilly at night. But that's football weather here during this football season.
And that's what we like.
That is correct. And we have a nice crowd here tonight as Zamira is about ready to kick deep to Williams and Fowler. So the kick is underway. It's going to be taken down the middle, touched by Wolf near the 20-yard line, picked up by another. Man's got a wide open. That is number 35. That is Matt Mays. It was touched by a Wolf at the 25, and he took a couple of steps forward. Mays stepped right up, picked the ball up, and ran forward for about another 15.
Looked like the Wolves were ready for a possible squib kick or a grounder there, and they were ready for these. The special teams player right there steps right over the ball and lets the skills guy take it, and they get it up to the 38-yard line, and that's where the Wolves will start their first possession.
South Kitsap with the ball at their own 38-yard line as they send Parker and Staten to the far side of the field. Fowler and Hawkins in the backfield in the I formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He inches forward for a few yards, met by the linebacker here just past the 40. We'll call it the 41, and that will be a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Wolves.
The Wolves early on getting the running game started. The first play to Tucker right up the middle for 3 tough yards, and that could be the story of the game tonight for the Wolves offensively, although the Wolves quarterback, Chip Pearson, is really starting to develop and gain some confidence over the last several games, and he's looked pretty sharp.
South Kitsap looking to combine the strength of that running game and the passing game here as it's 2nd and 7. They're going to pitch the ball to Tucker, who gets out to the right side, makes a cut up the middle, escapes one tackle, keeps his legs driving, and I believe he's close to the first down, and he should have it. He ran out of bounds, but not before he had it. It's going to be very close. He might be just shy of that first down marker.
Just kept those legs moving and goes up the right sideline off a pitch, and Lincoln had him wrapped up to start, and he escaped the grasp and got about another 4 or 5 yards out of it. It's going to be about I'm going to guess, well, they're going to give him the first down.
I think he just crossed over the first down marker. The ball will be placed at the South Kitsap 48-yard line near midfield. So South Kitsap getting a first down as they now have 3 wide receivers. Fowler is in the slot position. They're going to hand the ball off to Hawkins for a quick hit right up the middle. Nice handoff and good play there as the Wolves spread the offense out, trying to draw the Lincolns off guard just a little bit, handing the ball off to Hawkins for the quick dive right up the middle and a big gain on the play, gain of about 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Wolves.
I think the South Kitsap coaches might sense some weakness on this defensive line for the Abes, and they're just pounding it right up against them there and taking it outside, taking it inside, and they're getting yards either way.
South Kitsap doing a nice job with ball control tonight as the Wolves come out again in a 3 wide receiver formation. 2 wide receivers split to the near side of the field. Lincoln jumping all over the place. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler off the counter, and he's got some room if he gets to the outside, but he has to stutter step, gets past the 40, getting near the 35, keeps his leg going. Nice run by Fowler as he was able to cut back. Had a lot of green open there, but the Lincoln corners were able to come up quick on that.
And that's the tough thing with opposing defenses that facing the South Kitsap Wolves is that the Wolves have 2 very talented running backs in Fowler and Tucker, and those guys, you don't know which one's coming at you. Those guys can really turn it up the field and get you first downs, and opposing defenses don't know what to do a lot of times when they see them in the backfield.
About a 15-yard gain on the play. South Kitsap gets a first down now in Lincoln territory as they will send Carter and Parker to the far side of the field. The ball will be placed just inside the 35-yard line of the Wolves.
Chad Tester at fullback for the Wolves.
Pearson's going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He gets a nice block, cuts back up straight up the middle, takes it all the way down near the 25-yard line. He's going to be close to another first down. So the offensive line creating some big holes for the Wolves early on here in this contest.
Boy, that Wolves running game just being utilized here exclusively to start the game, and they're just churning up major yards to start the game. The Lincoln Abes on their heels now, trying to defend their own end zone. The Wolves are rapidly advancing.
That big offensive line, and I didn't see a penalty flag come out, but it looks like the officials are talking about it there. No, they're stopping play as they're going to bring the chains out to measure to see if they did get the first down or not. So,
and Tucker really pumped up after that 9.5+ yard run, and he might have actually gotten the first down. We'll measure here, but boy, is he ready to go tonight. And the Wolves are looking also, the entire offensive line is looking ready too. The Lincoln Abes trying to draw them off sides by linebackers jumping towards the line, trying to draw the Wolves off for a penalty, but nothing doing. The Wolves very rehearsed and very ready for this game, well coached.
South Kitsap needed to get to about the 26-yard line. They're going to be a couple of inches short, as actually they needed to get about halfway between the 26 and the 25-yard line of Lincoln. So it's going to be 2nd and inches for the Wolves here to try and get that first down.
What do you think, DB? Do you think they're going to keep it on the ground here, 2nd and inches?
I think that they probably will, but I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run a little pass play here, as number 7, Chad Tester, is now in at fullback for the Wolves. Stephen Tucker in at tailback. Pearson is going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He stutter steps, goes right up the middle, and he will get the first down. In fact, he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play, and it will be a 1st and 10 for the Wolves at the Lincoln 22-yard line.
Easy picking so far on the ground for the ground game with the Wolves so far. Not one pass attempted. Obviously, the Wolves coaches, like I said, have seen something with the Abes that they can be successful with, and that's running the ball right up the gut.
Very well controlled and sustained ball control by the Wolves as they break the huddle here, and they're going to have a first down. We will call it the Lincoln 21-yard line. Chad Fowler in at tailback, and they're going to hand the ball off to Fowler on a counter. He's got some room. He breasts out to the outside. A little burst of speed. Accidentally ran into his own man, but he kept on going, and he is still going. Gets down near the goal line, but it's going to be just short. Looked like Fowler was down near the 7-yard line, but there was a fumble on the play. They are indicating that the ball is going to change over possession. I did not see the fumble, but it apparently was recovered by Lincoln.
Well, Fowler ran about 25 yards right up the middle and bounced out to the right side and got up to about the 5-yard line, fumbled it in there, and about the 1-yard line, that's where the Lincoln Abes are going to start with possession with their backs in the end zone. Number 41 for the Wolves giving up the ball, or excuse me, I believe that was Fowler, number 24. After a brilliant run, I thought he was actually going to make it into the end zone. It looked like he was down at the 5 and the ball squirted out.
A key turnover by the Wolves, and Lincoln will have the ball after the turnover. A little confusion on offense by Lincoln, and they have to call a timeout. So South Kitsap has a huge turnover here. They were driving into Lincoln territory, and the ball was handed off to Chad Fowler, and apparently there was a fumble, and we were wondering why they kept running forward, but apparently the ball was loose, and Lincoln did recover the ball, and in fact the ball is inside their own 1-yard line.
Literally on the 1-foot line.
So Lincoln is going to have a very difficult challenge ahead of them here.
And we'll see how South Kitsap's defense responds. They were intending on being out on the field after a probable score, and a sudden turn of events with that fumble near the goal line, and the Abes have it at the 1-foot line and forced to take an early timeout here. The quarterback from the Abes not wanting to gamble with their backs, as I said, inside the end zone.
So Lincoln gets the turnover, and the ball is deep in their own territory, and Lincoln has to be careful here not to get a safety. There are 2 running backs. The running back is Roman Pula. DeMarcus Milner is the quarterback. As Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula, he tries to get over left guard. He's able to get a few yards, get a little bit farther away from that end zone where it's dangerous to get a safety. He's going to get a couple on the play. He gained about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Abes.
That was good blocking from the left side of the Abes line, and also good running from Pula, who I thought would be stopped near the line of scrimmage, but managed to squeak out 4+ yards on that play.
In the backfield is Joe Ballard at fullback, and split. They bring in a double tight end set here as Milner, under center, looks over the defense. He's going to pitch the ball to Pula. He's not going to have much room, though. Nice job by the corner on the defense. South Kitsap comes up hard, and they're going to stuff him for a loss close back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a couple on the play. Nice job by Cedric Carter coming up from the corner.
Yeah, too many tacklers, not enough blockers. It seems South Kitsap knew was coming there on that pitch right, and boy, they stuffed that right back at Lincoln, and they lose 2 on the yards. They're back at the 2-yard line on 3rd down. We can look for Lincoln to go to the air here.
Milner pitched the ball to Pula, and they had a couple of blockers, but there were too many Wolves right there to stop that play. So it's going to be 3rd and long as Ballard and Pula are in the backfield. Milner under center. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to hand the ball off to Pula, who tries to get to the outside just to give themselves a little breathing room. He's still going, and I believe he is going to have the 1st down. That was a nice run by Pula. He was dragging a few Wolves there as he was going.
I think he's about a yard short. I think he got it up to about the 9.5, 10-yard line. The line of scrimmage was at the 1-foot line, so he needs about 10 yards and a foot. They're going to give him the 1st down. That's a lucky spot, I think, for the Abes. I didn't think he crossed that 10-yard line.
Pula looked like he was stopped around the 7-8-yard line, but kept on going and did a nice job of getting that 1st down. So the Lincoln Abes with a little bit of breathing room here after the turnover by the Wolves. The Wolves were headed towards that end zone, but coughed up the ball on a fumble as the Abes are now going to come out, and they are going to send 1 wide receiver to the far side. That's tight end. They're in the I formation under center. Milner, they're going to hand the ball off to Pula again. He sidesteps a man, but he's not going anywhere. Take it down near the 10-yard line. Nice job by the Wolves defense there to stop the run.
It's off tackle right. Everybody knows it's coming. They're handing the ball off to Pula, their star, and Wolves tacklers ready and waiting. the defensive line for the Wolves getting pushed around a little bit right now by the Abes offensive line, who pack some big pounds in there early in the game, though, and we'll see how that progresses throughout the game.
Lincoln coming out with a big offensive line, and that is one of their strengths and has been all season, creating those openings for Pula to get through. So the Abes now come out with split wide receivers, one on each side, and Milner is going to be in the shotgun. Pula is the lone setback. Actually, they have three wide receivers. Milner's looking to his left. He's got a man down the middle. He throws the ball. The ball is caught. What a hit! Oh, my goodness. That was number 8 for the Wolves. That's Butterworth. And Butterworth just put a hit on the wide receiver for Lincoln.
Big part of that play had to do with Renard Williams right in the face of the Abes quarterback, creating tons of pressure on the QB, forcing a bad pass, or a shaky pass at least. And Butterworth right there ready to take down the receiver. The ball just squirted right out. No chance on that one.
South Kitsap, nice defense there. The Abes are going to be short. It's going to be 3rd and 11 as they send trips to the far side of the field. Milner in the shotgun formation. Pula, the lone setback once again. A long count here. Trying to draw the defense offside, and it looks like they may have done so. Wasn't sure, actually. It looked like number 62, Renard Williams, but I think it was the left tackle that actually was offsides first.
Yes, it was. Renard was jumped in the middle there, but they didn't snap the ball, so that suggests that the officials blew the whistle and threw a flag that it's offsides on the offensive line. They're going to march him back 5 yards, so it's going to be they're saying 4th down on the scoreboard, but really 3rd and 16 for the Abes, who have managed to squeak out a first down here with their backs to the end zone. It's they managed to get to the 10-yard line or 11-yard line for a first down, and going to the shotgun formation now, throwing 3 wide receivers to the left side of the line, and Pula's still there in the backfield. We'll see what they do here.
Trips to the far side. Milner looking for something big here to give the Abes a little bit of room. They're going to throw the pass out there. It's a screen play, but it's going to be incomplete. The pass was intended. They had a screen set up, but the slot man for the Abes dropped the pass, and it is going to be 4th and 16 for Lincoln, but they will have to kick the ball away. So Lincoln is unable to capitalize on the early turnover by the Wolves.
And I believe that young man heard footsteps coming and looked away before he actually had the ball in his hands. 4th down for the Abes. They'll be punting, and we've got 2 Wolf receivers at the Abes 40-yard line. So the Wolves should be able to get good possession now after this punt.
Chad Fowler and Sean Staten back to receive the kick. They're both at about their 42-yard line. There's a little bobble on the snap. They get a quick kick off. It's an end-over-end down the middle. It's going to be fielded by Fowler at the 35. Fowler gets to the outside, sidesteps a man, stiff arms him, tries to get around. He's got a little bit of room, shakes and bakes a little bit, cuts back up. Nice job by Fowler, keeps it going, and he's going to get back down to about the 15-yard line.
Well, we know that the Lincoln Abes have good athletes, and Fowler is out there sidestepping and juking and shaking and baking, and boy, he gets about 25 yards on that kickoff return off a bounce. Boy, what a run by Fowler, what a run back by Fowler.
The snap back to the punter was muffled a little bit, and luckily the punter for the Abes was able to pick the ball up and get the kickoff in time.
I thought it was blocked.
It was close to being blocked, and the Wolves were very smart not to get a roughing the kicker call as well, and they got a huge return on the punt, and the Wolves will get the ball back at the Lincoln 15-yard line as they send 3 wide receivers. Carter is the slot man. Tucker is the tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a big hole. Hit from behind, spins around, may have gotten down to the 11-yard line, maybe a gain of 4 or 5. It'll be 2nd down for the Wolves.
The Wolves knocking on the door once again in Abe's territory, and we'll see this time if they can capitalize. They're keeping the ball on the ground. That's the game plan, it seems, and they are just ramming it up ramming it down the Abes' throats right now. Tucker and Fowler getting the majority of the carries here, and the Wolves' offensive line really doing a great job of blocking on the Abes' defensive line and linebackers. Handoff from Pearson up the left side to, that is number 41, Stephen Tucker up the left side, but the officials have a flag down on the field, or a blowing whistles like there is a flag. And I believe they're going to get offsides on the Wolves here, marching back 5 yards, and it'll be second down and 11 for the Wolves.
That's the first flag that we've seen tonight, the first penalty against either team, and it is going to scoot the Wolves back a few yards, but South Kitsap doing a nice job on offense sustaining the ball other than that first turnover. South still getting good field position deep in Lincoln territory.
Yeah, and the Wolves should be able to capitalize on something here. Lyman's got a reliable leg and from field goal range, and the Wolves have kept it on the ground. Looked like they could do whatever they want, minus that fumble. Boy, there's a 15-yard penalty, some sort of an unsportsmanlike possibly, or
usually an unsportsmanlike or a personal foul, but it's going to scoot the Wolves all the way back to about the 22-yard line. So the Wolves will have second and long. 3 wide receivers. Pearson's going to hit Carter for a little screen, but the Abes come up and they snuffed that one out. They planned that beautifully. They were not fooled by any of that screen whatsoever, and a little quick hit to Carter out in the flat, but Lincoln was right there. There may have been a gain of 1 on the yard, gain of 1 on the play, and it's going to be third down and long for South Kitsap.
Well, we'll see what South Kitsap does here. Chip Pearson, like I said, has been gaining confidence and reliability there in the backfield for the Wolves throwing the ball, so we'll see if the Wolves are going to go to the air here.
South Kitsap comes out after the big punt return by Chad Fowler. Pearson drops back. He's going to roll out to his left now, look for a man. He's got a man open, and he's hit hard, but he's got a man, and he just turns him around, and then a penalty flag comes flying out. Pearson was drilled right when he threw the pass. His intended receiver was David Parker, who had a step on his man in the end zone, and right when they were crossing that goal line, a penalty flag came out. That's usually in the area of pass interference.
I think it's going to be on the Wolves.
It's going to be a defensive hold on Lincoln. It looked like that Parker may have been held as he was getting into the end zone, and it is. And that's going to be a costly one. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for South Kitsap.
Wow, the Abes really stepped up on defense, and their, I believe, is their linebacker who got in there and put pressure on number 10, Chip Pearson, the quarterback for the Wolves, and boy, he was drilled there at the end. Pearson puts up a good pass, but if there's no hold, we might have a touchdown in the end zone. Referee throws the flag, and we are going to march the Wolves forward now instead of backwards towards the goal line. And boy, it's been strictly football in Lincoln Abes territory so far this first quarter with 3 minutes left in the first frame. It's been Wolves and Abes marching up and down to the left of the 50-yard line from us.
The Wolves in the I formation again. Tester, they hand the ball off to Tucker. He stutter steps in. He put his head down a little too early. The Lincoln tackler came in low at his feet, and Tucker put his head down, and I think if he had stayed a little more vertical, he could have just danced into the end zone.
Well, he was waiting for a big hit, and it didn't come, and he was hit, and he came tumbling down, but he got up to the 5-yard line as the Wolves inch closer towards the end zone. And it seems like we've had like one long sustained drive here with the Abes only getting 1 first down so far, and the Wolves being in this territory on offense for so long, so much of this quarter, for over half of the quarter so far.
Well, it's going to be fourth and about 1 yard to go at the Lincoln 5-yard line. The Wolves need to get to the 4. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker, and he is hit hard, bounces off, gets out to the left, touchdown South Kitsap. What a play by Stephen Tucker.
That was amazing. He was hit hard. The tackler bounced off him, and Tucker bounced back, and he cut left, and boy, he finds himself in the end zone. 6 points, South Kitsap.
The linebacker for Lincoln was right there at the door and kept it shut. He hit Tucker so hard, and Tucker just spun around, kept his balance, bounced out to the left, and was able to get in from 5 yards. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Stephen Tucker, 5 yards.
That was a tough 5 yards, boy. That was a head-on collision right there, and boy, I thought both those guys were going to fall down. They keep their balance. Tucker just managed to scamper in the end zone. Lyman up for the extra kick, and Mr. Reliable is good. 7-0 South Kitsap with 2:10 left in the first quarter. The Wolves looking very good with their ground game, keeping the offense very controlled and almost exclusively on the ground, and maintaining their ball control very much in their favor. The Abes not really able to solve the rushing issues that they have on defense. The Wolves only going to the air twice so far this game. Tucker and Fowler getting most of the carries, as I've already said, for the Wolves, and they're picking up major yards in big chunks here, and Tucker's already got a touchdown.
South Kitsap doing a really good job. The ground game is really working for them in this game, and but the Wolves get on the board with 2:10 remaining in the first quarter of play and lead the Lincoln Abes 7-0. But a lot of football left here, and but that is what the Wolves wanted to do, is get on the board first.
That was an amazing run. That was an extraordinary run.
South Kitsap is going to they're going from our right to left, as number 27 Quincy Lyman will be doing the kicking duties, as he has been all season and doing an outstanding job at that. So the Lincoln Abes ready to receive the kick. It's going to be taken at about the 20. Oh, the ball is fumbled by their Lincoln receiver. He bounces back up to the middle, and he's going to get hit hard by a couple of Wolves. Chad Fowler in at the stop. He fumbled the ball around the 20-yard line. Mishap there on the kickoff reception. Was able to pick it up, started to his left, then cut up the middle, and got about 5 yards on the return. So good coverage by the special teams of South Kitsap, and Lincoln will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25.
That could have been disastrous for the Abes. That young man lucky to get the ball after he went between his feet, go back, get it, and actually get it up to about the 24-yard line, 25-yard line.
So we'll see what the Abes can do here on their second series of downs. The first series they recovered a fumble by South Kitsap, as they're going to come right out. Milner is in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula. He tries to stutter step a little bit, spins around, leads with his back, and he may have gotten down near the 30-yard line. We're going to call it just short of that, a gain of 4 yards, and it will be 2nd and 6 for Lincoln. So Lincoln's still sticking with that running game.
That's a tough 4 yards for Pula and the Abes. Boy, he can just churn his legs and head upfield, and I can't believe he got 4 yards out of that. That looks like it should be a loss on the play or no gain, and he gets 4 yards out of it. He just keeps going. 210 senior Pula.
That's what Pula has been doing all season long, and so the Abes come out in another split. They've got the field spread out as much as they can there, and they're going to look for the pass this time. Milner's got a man, and he's going to be, it's almost intercepted but caught. Nice defensive play there by the Wolves. That's Tester and Fowler there on the reception. The pass was caught by number 9, Ryan Rogers, the 5'11 junior for Lincoln, and the defender for the Wolves came up on that one. Sure looked like he was going to pick it off.
Boy, the defense really ready and waiting there in the flat for that pass. And just the South Kitsap Wolves seem really keyed up on whatever Lincoln is throwing at them offensively. I think what they're trying to do is contain Pula, the running back for Lincoln, and then they'll just let the other plays happen as they may, and contain on the outside and keep any big plays, reduce the big plays that the Abes might try to throw at them.
So Lincoln with the first down after the big pass play. Milner, he's going to look, and he's got a man out in the flat. That's the wide receiver. They're going to try and set up a screen. He's ankle tackled almost, keeps his balance, but he's finally taken down by Carter and Galligan, but not until he makes another nice pass reception. That looked like number 9, Ryan Rogers. No, that was number 5. Jarrell Wilkins, the 5'7 junior for the Lincoln Abes. So another big pass play here, and Lincoln's now starting to go to that passing game.
Number 3, Corey Dame, the first man on the scene there defensively for South Kitsap. And Lincoln really starting to spread it out now, throwing some different looks at the Wolves with receivers and with their running back Pula.
So Lincoln coming out here as the quarter is coming to an end here. Milner looked like trying to draw the defense off sides. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula, but he's not getting anywhere. Nice defensive play there by the Wolves. In fact, he may have lost about a yard on the play. But here at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be South Kitsap 7, Lincoln nothing. And we're going to throw it down to Josh down on the field for a little sideline report here. Josh, what do you have for us down there?
Hey guys, I'm down here at the field, and if you notice, by the end of the first quarter, there was solid defense by both teams, and their offense hasn't been able to produce much yardage. Also, if you'll notice, there's kids behind me, South End Zone. These are varsity football players from Cedar Heights, Marcus Whitman, and Sedgwick Junior Highs. They're here to check out some high school football action that happens for varsity. That's all for me for now. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Josh, for that sideline report, and good to see all those young men, future football players for South Kitsap from all 3 junior highs here in the SK School District. Cedar Heights, John Sedgwick and Marcus Whitman checking out the game tonight and seeing what it'll be like when they're playing here in another year or two.
Tonight is freshman night here at South Kitsap High School for this game, and as you said, the 3 junior highs that feed into South Kitsap High School, still the largest high school in the state of Washington enrollment-wise. And we have the players from Cedar Heights, Marcus Whitman and John Cedric. Coach D-Rod, where you are coaching football this year.
I am one of the junior varsity coaches at John Cedric this year, and it's a load of fun. We had our jamboree tonight at Marcus Whitman and playing guys from the other 2 junior highs and also from Oakland Bay out in Shelton, and it's great to see all these teams.
So South Kitsap is coming out here on defense still as Lincoln. We're going to switch ends now. Lincoln going from our right to left. They're going to be in the I formation. They're going to hand the ball up to the up back there. That's the fullback for the Lincoln Abes. Getting near the first down, I believe his forward progress is going to give it to him. It was 3rd and short for the Wolves, or 3rd and short for the Abes. As we have some stats here for the first quarter of play. Stephen Tucker carried the ball 8 times for 37 yards and 1 touchdown. Chad Fowler 2 carries for 31 yards. Chip Pearson 100% tonight, 1 pass, 1 for 1 on the pass completion. SK, their total yardage 74 yards in the first half. Roman Pula doing the running duties, 5 carries for 15 yards, and they have a man. Oh, the ball is caught just over the outstretched hands of Chad Tester. Nice pass there by Milner to the wide receiver. That looked like number 9, Ryan Rogers again. And he threw a nice ball there and hit the open receiver right there in the zoned area.
And Lincoln really looking at the passing game now as a viable option against the Wolves. Maybe they see something with the Wolves secondary that they like, and they're going to be going back to that, try to open up with the passing game, and then I bet they're going to go back to Pula on the ground.
Milner is in the shotgun formation. They have Rogers and Wilkins split to the far side of the field. They're going to fake the handoff. Oh, no, they do. They hand the ball off to Pula, and he puts on a burst of speed, gets to the outside, sidesteps, and he's drilled outside by Carter, but not before Roman Pula gets a big carry on the gain there, and it's going to be a gain of almost 20 yards for Lincoln. So they're spreading the field, and now they're starting to show that option, their different options of trying to fool the defense there for the Wolves. With sending those wide receivers out, or they're handing the ball off to Pula.
The quarterback for Lincoln, Milner, doing a good job of faking that he had the ball after he handed the ball off, and it's like he took the defense off guard there a little bit, not sure exactly where to go. Then Pula busts up a run up the right side for a first down.
Rogers and Wilkins split to the near side of the field now. Pula still the lone setback. Milner is going to fake the handoff. He's going to roll to his left, and he's looking for a man, and he's got him, and the ball's going up. That's Wilkins, and Wilkins mistimes his jump. He mistimed his jump. The pass was right there, but nice defensive coverage on the play that looked like Matt Mays there on the coverage, trying to get a number here for the Wolves.
That could have easily been a touchdown, but as DB has already said, he mistimed his jump, and boy, the ball was coming down, he was coming down instead of him going up and catching the ball at his apex, and the ball bounces harmlessly to the turf, and we'll go back to the 41-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Apes.
That was outstanding coverage, and it was actually number 8, Joe Butterworth, on the play, one of South Kitsap's good defensive backs who did an excellent job right there, and it's going to be 2nd and long for the Apes. Milner, 2 wide receivers to the right. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He tries to get to the outside. He does, although a flag comes flying down, and that's usually in the area of holding. So they handed the ball off to Pula. He may have gotten about 4 or 5, but I believe this is coming back.
Well, last couple of weeks with South Kitsap football, we've seen a lot of flags. This game is a nice, refreshing change. We haven't seen very many flags at all. This should be one of the rare ones, probably holding against the Lincoln Abes offense. And that's going to be a penalty against the Wolves. It looks like the official is pointing to the Wolves side of the ball. We'll find out here in a second as the officials get this the call straightened out. As both teams wait to come back out on the field. The Abes really doing a good job mixing it up with the run and the pass here in the second quarter so far, DB.
They are talking to Milner there, so it looks like the penalty will be against South Kitsap. I'm not sure what it was. We'll get the indication here from the official.
My guess is face mask.
And it is a defensive holding against the Wolves.
Wow,
and
you don't
so
see that very often.
they're going to scoot that. That's a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to drive the ball all the way down to the South Kitsap 19-yard line, where the Lincoln Abes are going to have excellent field position deep in South Kitsap territory.
The Abes don't even know where the ball is. They have to sprint up to the ball. That's a big-time penalty against the Wolves.
So that's a huge penalty against the Wolves, and Lincoln is looking to get on the board here with 10:40 to go remaining in the first half of play. Spread offense once again. Milner, he's going to look to his right, then he goes to his left, and he's got a little bit of running room up the middle. He decides to run with it, but not till he's taken down defensively. Excellent job there. That's number 35. That's Matt Mays right there, the 6-foot, 175-pound junior who is one of the biggest and hardest hitters on defense for the Wolves.
Good job by Mays there to put him down there. The quarterback scrambling around. Who knows what he's going to do? Like a cat loose inside of a locked house. Just running around and puts him down, and brings up second and 4 for the Abes.
The Abes send 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. That trips formation. Pula still the lone setback. Milner, he's going to look, fakes the pass. They're looking for the screen. He's got nothing right there, and he's getting flushed out of the pocket. Oh, no, he spins around, still tries to pitch the ball, and he does, and he gets the ball off to Rogers. Rogers gets to the end zone, he extends it out, and he crosses the end line. Touchdown touchdown Lincoln. I can't believe
that is one of the most amazing plays I've seen in high school sports. He was down. He had 4 tacklers surrounding him. He was going down. The quarterback for the Abes, Milner, pitches it with his left hand about 4 yards up, and I don't know who that was that caught it for the Abes, but he took off, and there was nobody home for the Wolves because they were all queued up on the quarterback.
Milner took the snap and mildly rolled out to his left, but got flushed back into the middle of the field. There were 2 defensive ends coming in for South Kitsap, and he undercut, or he went right under both of them. And then he was in the grasp of the defenders for South Kitsap and was still able to pitch the ball out with his left hand for a forward pass. And it was caught by Rogers, and he goes in for the touchdown. I can't believe it. And the kick is blocked. It's picked up by Lincoln, but they can't advance it on an extra point. And the extra point is no good, so a big break for the Wolves. But nonetheless, what an incredible play by Lincoln to get into the end zone.
That was an amazing play. That was an amazing play. The Wolves defense, like I said, keyed up on the quarterback. They don't know he's going to pitch the ball with his left hand 4 yards. And boy, that got him 6 points. Unfortunately for the Abes, and this could be a turning point for the game since this is a close game. They missed the extra point. They muffed the extra point. It's 7-6 Wolves with 9:38 to go in the second quarter. And the Wolves not really expecting the Abes to get on the board in such fashion with a left-handed pitch in the grasp from Milner, the quarterback of the Abes. Nonetheless, 7-6 Wolves.
So Lincoln finally gets on the board here. The ball was at the 19-yard line of South Kitsap, and quite an incredible pass play. The shovel pitch forward before Milner was taken down, and it was caught by Ryan Rogers. And Rogers did a heck of a job getting to the outside. He was heading for the right corner of the end zone, and he was being tackled out of bounds, but before he hit out of bounds, he extended the ball and broke the plane of the goal line and was able to get in for the touchdown. So touchdown Lincoln, and it is, but the extra point was no good. So South Kitsap leads Lincoln 7-6 here with 9:38 remaining in the first half, and this is exactly the kind of game that we expected here tonight here at Joe Knowles Field.
Impressive play from both sides so far, and an impressive individual play from the Abes offense there as Rogers scampers in, crosses the plane with the football for a touchdown for Lincoln.
Chad Fowler and Ryan Williams are the deep men for the Wolves. The Wolves have 4 up men between the 25 and 30-yard line. So we'll see what the Abes try to do here. The last time it was just kicked down the middle, and it will be, and it's going to be taken by Ryan Williams. It's high off and gets up into the air. He still has the ball. He's got a huge hole, and Williams has got a little bit of room, but all of a sudden the flag comes flying in. And Williams had a lot of room to run, but he was able to get about 15 yards on the return, but I believe that it will all be coming back. The penalty flag was thrown back near the South Kitsap 25-yard line, and that's usually in the area of an illegal block in the back.
And just when I had mentioned that we don't have many penalty flags on the deck tonight, well, the yellow laundry just starts flying all over the place, and boy, we've got penalties here and there and everywhere, and it looks like the Wolves are going to be penalized here for an illegal block or a hold on the run back there. It looked like Williams had a huge hole up the right side. It was unable to sneak up the hole, and boy, we're going to march the Wolves back here about 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 16. Excuse me, that should be a 10-yard penalty.
South Kitsap had a holding penalty called on them on the kick return, so instead of having the ball in relatively good field position, it won't hurt them too much, but they will have the ball at their own 15-yard line as the Wolves come out now. 2 wide receivers split the field there in the I formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker again. He puts his head down, keeps his leg going, taken down by a couple of Abes, and a penalty flag comes flying in.
That's a late hit. That's been a close call a couple times tonight. I thought I saw it earlier, and they didn't call it a helmet to helmet. This one's just a late hit, helmet to helmet, and unnecessary roughness on the Abes. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty for the Abes.
Tucker was going down as
I think Tucker was down
around near the 26-yard line, and 2 Abes came in right at the end, unable to stop their momentum on the tackle. And it is going to go against Lincoln. That should be a 15-yard personal foul, late hit against Lincoln. So tack on another 15 yards to that big run.
I was wondering if the Wolves were going to get a penalty their way tonight. And here it is.
And so earlier in the last series that the Lincoln Abes had the ball, they had a huge penalty against the South Kitsap Wolves that put the ball deep in their own territory. And now the Wolves return the favor as they will have the ball at their own 40-yard line. Pearson under center is going to fake. He's going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a little bit of an opening. He tries to shake the would-be tackler, but not until he gets about 8 yards on the play. Nice job by the Wolves up front, creating another big hole for Tucker.
Well, they've just got that methodically scouted out there up the right side for Tucker, off tackle right, and boy, just 8 yards. That's a nice clip for the Wolves running back.
Sean Staten splits to the far side of the field. Not a lot of throwing by the Wolves tonight, but you never know what's going to happen here coming up soon. As they stay in that I formation, they're going to hand the ball off to Chad Fowler, and he is taken down from behind, but the momentum of the tackler is going to carry him forward, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards on the play by Fowler, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Wolves as they cross midfield. The ball should be placed, we're going to call it the Lincoln 47-yard line. So South Kitsap still doing an excellent job of sustaining ball control here as there's about 8.5 minutes left in the first half of play.
Boy, you got to think about that personal foul penalty against the Abes. It's really given the Wolves some momentum here yardage-wise on this current drive.
South Kitsap looking to try and get some momentum going here. They're going to pitch the ball to Fowler as he tries to cut outside, but not until he's hit hard. Then taken down. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he did. There's probably about a loss of 1 yard on the play, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd long for the Wolves. Nice job by the Abes on D.
Abes defense really tuned into that play, ready for the pitch and nothing doing. And the Wolves will be looking at a 2nd and 10, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. The Abes looking good so far in the second half, or in the second quarter on defense.
South Kitsap comes out with a second. There was no gain on the play. The ball was back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wolves. Pearson is going to hand the ball off to Fowler again. Not much of an opening right there. The hole plugged by the defensive line and the linebackers coming up for the Lincoln Abes. So I think a gain of 1. And it is going to be 3rd and long here. So a couple of running plays up the gut have not produced anything right here on this little series of plays for the Wolves.
And once again, seeing some good sportsmanship on the field as Lincoln Abes tacklers helping the Wolf running back off the turf after the tackle, and that's we like to see that here in high school and any sports really.
So a 3rd and long for the Wolves. They have the ball. We'll call it the Lincoln 46-yard line. Pearson sends a man in motion. That's Staten coming to the near side of the field. They're going to fake the handoff. Nice fake by Pearson. He's rushed from behind and he's hit as he throws the ball. And I'm not sure what they're going to call here. I think that it may have been recovered. It looked like his arm was coming forward.
That should be a forward pass.
But I haven't seen an indication. I think that it is going to be ruled a fumble and recovery by the Wolves. Oh, no, they are. They're signaling 4th down here. So Pearson dropped back. He was blindsided from his backside. He didn't see the defender coming in, but his arm was in motion, and lucky for him that it wasn't called a fumble. It was considered an incomplete pass, so it'll be 4th down for the Wolves.
Actually, that was
their
a
first
fumble.
kick. And if it was a kick, they recovered it. So a line drive punt that's going to be hit at the 20, taken by the Wolves at the 18, and he won't get much coming here. And a penalty flag comes flying in at the Lincoln 25, and I think that there is going to be a push in the back there against Lincoln.
And to clarify on that last play, the referees did call that a fumble, even though we thought his arm was moving forward, should have been called an incomplete pass. They called it a fumble. Luckily for the Wolves, they recovered for a 4th and 15 punt, with an upcoming penalty here on the Abes, which will push them back closer towards their own end zone. Once again, they'll be backs to the wall. So far tonight, the Wolves defense has been very good about pinning the Abes against the end zone. And the only time they're giving up anything is when the Abes had good field position to start.
Number 19, Jesse Galligan, coming off the field. I think he was shaken up on the play just a little bit, and it was an illegal block in the back by Lincoln, as the Lincoln Abes, instead of having the ball around the 21-yard line, they're going to have the ball scooting back 10 yards to their own 11-yard line. So not very good field position again here with just over 6 minutes left here in the first half. So Lincoln gets the ball after the turnover on downs, after the punt, and they will have it deep in their own territory, coming out in the I formation, a slot wide receiver to the far side. Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula. He tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten a yard. I will call that a 1-yard gain. Nice job by the Wolves there to stop that hole in the middle. It'll be 2nd and long for Lincoln.
Opportunity here for the South Kitsap Wolves defense to really establish themselves, or try to force a turnover possibly, or just force the Abes to punt. Hopefully get a 3 and out on the Abes here and get the ball back with good field position inside the 50. We'll see if that defense can hold up here.
Walker and Rogers split to the far side of the field. 2nd and long for Lincoln here. Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula on a counter, and he's got a little burst of speed, and he keeps his leg driving. What a run by, I can't believe it, by Pula. He just kept going. A gain of about 20 yards. The ball is going to be placed at the Lincoln 31-yard line. My goodness, what a run by Pula.
Well, Pula, he just is an animal out there. His legs, he weighs in at 210 as a running back. That's a load, as we've already mentioned at the high school level. And boy, he has really shown us some great runs here tonight. And boy, he carried 2 or 3 guys on his back there for an extra 15+ yards on that run, and just an amazing run for Pula and the Abes. 1st down Abes with 5:05 here left in the 2nd quarter, time becoming a factor.
Walker, Wilkins, and Rogers are spread out over the field again. Milner is in the shotgun. They're going to spread it out here. Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula, and he tries to he keeps it on the keeper. Nice fake by Milner. He faked everybody out on that one. Nice job. They were keying on Pula, but he kept the ball in, and Milner was able to get close to that 1st down marker. He's going to be just short, but nice job by Milner on the fake.
Well, we've seen Milner give us some savvy plays here tonight. He's a heady quarterback. We could see that as evidence here in the first half. He's just seems to have some extra vision out there on the field that maybe some other quarterbacks we've seen so far this year don't have. And he's just a smart quarterback, and they've got a good running back and a solid offensive line. That makes for a potent offensive mixture for opposing defenses. We'll see if the Wolves can hold them here.
So Lincoln spreading it out on offense here, trying to create some confusion on that Wolf defense. Milner calling out the signals. They're going to run a little reverse play. That's Wilkins. He's going to get it back to the far side of the field. He's got a huge opening. They're not going to catch him. There goes Walker. It's going to be a 60-yard touchdown run for the Lincoln Abes. Touchdown Lincoln. Chad Walker, we're going to call that officially 59 yards. No penalty flags.
Nobody home for the Wolves there in the secondary, as they do reverse the ball, and just wide open, smooth, easy sailing up the right side for a touchdown Lincoln. 12-7 Abes. We'll see if they go for the 2-point conversion here to try to make it an even 14.
Milner kept the ball. He was in the shotgun formation, kept the ball. They started running what looked like the option with Pula, and Wilkins came back on the reverse and Milner pitched the ball to him, and he was wide open on the right side of the field there. South Kitsap biting on that fake. It was a very well-designed play, and Wilkins goes in for the 59-yard touchdown run. And with 4:18 left here, the Lincoln Abes go up on South Kitsap. And you're right, D-Rod, that they are going to go for the two-point conversion here as the officials stop the play here. There is going to be a timeout called by Lincoln, so they want to make sure they get this one right. But what a nice call by the Lincoln coaching staff on that last touchdown run.
Well, Lincoln really flexing some of its offensive muscle here in the second quarter, showing South Kitsap that the first quarter was maybe just a stall in the machine. Lincoln looking like a very formidable offensive force out there, especially in the second quarter. Pula churning up the yards, and Lincoln really utilizing a lot of their different athletes for some big-time plays. And I think we will see a second a try for the two-point conversion here from Lincoln to make it a 7-point game. If they fail here, it'll only be a 5-point game, which favors the Wolves.
A couple of huge plays by Lincoln to get into the end zone. The first one was a 19-yard touchdown shovel pass from Milner to Rogers after Milner was just flushed out of the pocket. And now a 59-yard touchdown run by Jarrell Wilkins. And just like that, now Lincoln has decided they're not going to go for it for the two-point conversion. They're going to get set up for the one-point PAT. Lincoln with the huge touchdown here before halftime.
We'll see if
There's a little bobble on the snap, and it is. It's going to be blocked. A blocked kick, extra point by the Wolves, and Lincoln having a little bit of difficulty here getting the extra points that could so ever cost them.
And we'll see if that comes back to bite the Abes later on in the game. They should have probably gone with their first instinct, gone with a play from scrimmage, see if they can score 2 points. As it is, they miss, or the extra point is blocked. So 12-7 game with 4:18 left. Enough time for the Wolves to possibly put some more points on the board for themselves.
So with 4:18 remaining here in the first half of play, the Lincoln Abes now go ahead after the 59-yard touchdown run from Jarrell Wilkins. 12-7 over South Kitsap here at South Kitsap High School. And what are some keys that the Wolves need to do here before halftime, D-Rod?
Well, I think the Wolves at this point, especially with the time becoming a factor, the run has been successful, largely successful for them, especially in the first quarter. Second quarter, that game has stalled for them a little bit. I look to see for them possibly to go to the passing game a little bit more before the half, and maybe after the half as well. And see if we get Chip Pearson involved in the passing game a little bit more with some of his receivers who he's been so fond of so far this season. Chip getting rocked pretty hard by the Abes defense on the last possession for a fumble, and Wolf recovery with a 5-yard loss on the play. Chip coming off the field looking uninjured and unscathed, so he should be ready to go for the rest of the game.
Cole Zamira getting the football ready to be kicked here for the Abes at their own 40-yard line. So Williams and Fowler still back deep to receive. The Wolves have altered their kickoff return just a little bit here as South Kitsap will be able to get the ball. Fowler and Williams now switch sides as Zamira is going to kick the ball off, and I think it is going to be an offsides by Lincoln. And they're going to bring the ball back here, scoot Lincoln back about 5 yards as they were offside before Zamira was able to kick the ball.
And I think South Kitsap is going with some more skills and hands players to get a little shield there in front of the normal kickoff returners. In case that ball does skip in front of them, they can get their hands on the ball and get a good run up the field if it's a short kick.
And that will actually help the Wolves because in high school football, the rule is that if the football crosses the plane in the end zone on a kickoff or a punt, that it is automatically a touchback, that they are not allowed to return the kick. And so that was quite a leg there. We saw the leg strength of Zamira but it went sailing into the end zone, but scooted back 5 yards, and the Wolves might have a chance at a return here.
Well, really, they've got 6 guys back to receive this kick, as Lincoln has proven that they will kick the ball on the ground here, keeping the kickoffs away from the South Kitsap skills players on the kickoff returns.
So Williams and Fowler kind of shuffling around back there, trying to catch Lincoln off guard, as Zamira is going to have to go back and replace the ball as it falls off the tee here. But That was quite a kick by Zamira,
Yeah.
and he does have the leg strength, and if it really needed to come down to it, he's got quite a leg there for a possible field goal.
Well, they've been exclusively unsuccessful with their point after attempts so far this game, but boy, he can sure boot it and probably muscle out a 40-plus yard field goal if he had to.
So Lincoln's going to kick off again. It's going to be fielded by Williams deep in his own territory. He gets the ball. He's got a little bit of room coming up. He puts on a little burst of speed. There goes Williams, but he's taken down at the South Kitsap 35-yard line, but not until he gets about a 20-yard return.
And the Lincoln Abes special teams doing a good job of clogging and maintaining the lanes and keeping the Wolves from busting off any impossible big plays. That's something that the Abes have been able to do so far in the first half, is shock the Wolves with some big plays. The Wolves haven't really done that so far. We'll see it in the second half, or with the time we have left in the first quarter here, or sorry, the second quarter here, if the Wolves might look to go for any trick plays of their own.
There is a Wolf player down on the field being tended to, and early indications that it was number 5, Danny Chester, the 5'11" senior for the Wolves. And we weren't quite sure what happened to him on that play, but he looks like Patrick Olson, the head of the athletic medicine department here at South Kitsap High School, out there attending to him. A great athletic medicine program that we have here for the Wolves, and they're out there tending to this young man, so we're hoping that everything's okay.
Looks like it's probable ankle injury on the right leg there, and maybe just a little shaken up on the play. He should be up and going here in a second.
A little slow to get up, but Coach Sigurdsson out there on the field for the Wolves as well, and I think he's going to be able to come off under his own power. Maybe he just was shaken up a little bit. Excellent sportsmanship there by the Lincoln Abes. A lot of the Lincoln Abes players extending their hands out there, a little low 5 for him. So a lot of class there by Lincoln.
And two very evenly matched football teams here tonight as well. I think that both teams realizing that this is a big game for both, and both good teams, and important important matchup here underneath the Friday night lights here at Joel Knowles Field in Port Orchard. We've got a 12-7 heavyweight fight here between the Lincoln Abes and the South Kitsap Wolves. It's
so South Kitsap coming out here with 4:12 remaining in the first half of play, and trying to get some damage done. Staten goes in motion, and they're going to pitch the ball to Tucker. He tries to bounce up the middle. He doesn't get much on there, and Lincoln now starting to adjust here to the running game of the Wolves, as he is not going to gain anything on this play. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage, which he did. It's going to be second and long for South Kitsap.
Whereas the Wolves in the first quarter were dominating on the ground, so far in the second half, that game has largely been stalled, and the Abes just keying in and tuning in on that Wolf running game, and nothing doing so far.
South Kitsap coming out here as the clock continues to run. Second and long for the Wolves, as Pearson is going to hand the ball off to Tucker, I believe, once again. That is Stephen Tucker. He gained a few yards on the play, gets up to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 3. It's going to be third and long for the Wolves.
And we'll see, probably we'll see Chip Pearson's arm here and see what he can do with the passing game and hit up one of his receivers for a first down. If not, the Wolves punt again, and I guarantee the Wolves do not want to give the ball back to the Abes after we've seen a couple of brilliant plays on offense from Milner and the rest of the Abes offense.
So South Kitsap coming out. They are in the slot wide receiver position, 2 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Offsides on Lincoln, looks like they drew him offside. It won't be a first down, but instead of 3rd and 7, it should be 3rd and 2, so a little break right there for the Wolves. And it will be offside against Lincoln, so a little mental error there on the defensive end for Lincoln to scoot the Wolves ahead 5 more yards.
Lincoln doing a good job of stopping the run so far, and had them back at a critical 3rd and 7, and now it's going to be 3rd and 2. The Wolves don't necessarily have to rely on the passing game for this play. They can keep it on the ground and pick up a first down with 2:46 clock ticking here in the second quarter.
So 3rd and short, and they're going to hand the ball, and nothing doing right there, and he is taken down quickly. Just like that, the defensive lineman was in there right away. They are not going to get any gain on that carry. It's going to be 4th and short, and South Kitsap is going to have to kick the ball away to Lincoln.
And the Abes defense has just shut the door in the second quarter on the Wolves running game. Must have had a little talk over there between quarter breaks about about containing the run, and boy, they just really just slammed the door shut on the Wolves.
Roman Pula will be back to receive the kick. He's standing at about his own 21-yard line. We have an official's timeout here, and they're going to get the ball set. So now they're going to be good. Matt Mays is doing the punting. He's standing back at his own 32-yard line. Pula is back at his own 20. Good punt by Mays, and it's going to take a bounce. It won't be fielded by Pula. He's going to bounce and get away from that one, and they're going to let it go all the way forward. And South Kitsap is going to down the ball. The ball will be placed at the Lincoln 18-yard line. But with 1:54 remaining here in the first half, Lincoln has a 12-7 lead on South Kitsap. And what are some keys right here that we need to see from both sides?
Well, the key for Lincoln Abes here is not to become too conservative with the ball. If they try to run the clock off with plays, South Kitsap will just call timeout so they can get the ball back on a punt. So they need to stick with what they've been doing so far, which is surprising the Wolves with some plays, and the Wolves really have to stay at home on defense in order to prevent those big plays from happening.
Lincoln sending trips to the near side of the field. One wide receiver split to the far side. Milner is going to take the ball and hand the ball off to Pula, and he's not getting anywhere. There's no room for Pula on this one. He's going to get hit hard. Nice job there on defense. That's number 58, Pete Guerrero, and nothing on the play. Matt Mays also in on the tackle.
And South Kitsap does take a timeout to stop the clock to try to get the ball back. With 1:40 left here in the the second quarter, excuse me. That's the first timeout for the Wolves. The Abes have one timeout left. The Wolves have two after this one.
Actually, that number was number 50, Brad Federson. So nice tackle there, and a host of Wolves stopping them on defense. So good job by the Wolves here. No gain on the play for the Lincoln Abes, and with this timeout, South Kitsap looks like they're going to try and get the ball back.
Right, and the first time tonight we've really seen the Wolves stuff Pula on the run. The Wolves, like you said, DB, will look to get the ball back on a punt if the defense can hold here and keep the Abes with their backs to the end zone. And if all works out well, we should see a punt with about
cold fingers right
1:20 or 1:10 left in the first half, and the Wolves get the ball back and see what they can do from there. The Abes, who knows what they're going to do? They've shown us a ton of different formations and sets offensively here tonight, and it wouldn't surprise me a bit if they threw some more trickery in the Wolves' direction.
Lincoln has one timeout remaining, burning their first timeout on their very first possession after a fumble by South Kitsap. And the Wolves just called their first timeout, so they have two remaining. So Lincoln trying to get themselves gathered here. Trips wide receivers to the near side of the field.
And a far wide receiver on the right at split end.
Pula is the lone setback. Milner is now under center. Milner is going to hand the ball off to Pula on the draw. He's not going to get anywhere. He still tries to get forward. He may have gotten two on the play. We're going to give him 3 yards, and they're going to call timeout once again. So Lincoln tried to fool the Wolves here with a draw play, but the Wolves got that one.
Well, Pula just shaking and baking, and boy, he's a tough one to read, and they bring a lot of fakes with the draws and with the handoffs and with the reverses that does Lincoln, and the Wolves defense doing a good job of sniffing that one out and bringing Pula to the ground. They've done a good job on this possession so far of tackling Pula, and boy, he's the #1 threat for Lincoln.
That was a gain of 3 yards on the play by Pula, and the ball gets all the way to the Lincoln 21-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 7 for Lincoln. A key play right here. There's a minute and a half left here in the first half, and South Kitsap looking to try and stop the Abes from getting a first down.
And boy, this would be an opportune time for the Wolves to try to force a turnover of some kind of interception if they if they go for a pass play or a fumble if they try to tackle the running back. The Wolves should be ready for anything here, and I'm sure the Abes will be more than willing to give it to them. The Abes don't necessarily at all want to punt this ball away. They would rather just keep the ball, run the clock down, and go in the locker room with a 12-7 lead. The Wolves doing their best to save those timeouts, use those timeouts to get the ball back with a punt here if they can stop the Abes on defense.
Daryl Parnell split to the far side of the field. Trips once again. They're going to fake the handoff. Milner's going to roll to his left. The defender's there. The pass is up, and it's going to be caught. But the clock keeps. No, now they're going to stop it. The official indicated that the ball was still in play. He kept the clock going, but they have to stop it to get it moving. to get the chain set, and that is going to be, instead of a 4th down, they get a huge pass completion all the way down to the Lincoln 30 to the 34-yard line. So a 13-yard pass reception, and Lincoln is still in business.
And South Kitsap now just going to have to hang on defensively and keep the Abes from scoring before half.
Milner in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers on both sides. He's got a man and he's looking for him, and the ball is going to be up, and it's intercepted. The ball is intercepted by Corey Dame at the midfield. He steps, puts his head down. He's got some running room. He's going to be taken out of bounds. The pass was intended from Milner to Jarrell Wilkins. He had him there on the slant, but Milner overthrew his intended receiver, and right there to intercept the ball was number 3, Corey Dame.
And boy, is that the opportune turnover that we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, DB. Dame comes up with a big-time interception and 25, 30-yard return to give the Wolves an opportunity here. Better than a punt at the 20-yard, at the 24-yard, excuse me, the 23-yard line of Lincoln. And the Wolves are knocking at the door with 1:02 left in the first half. We'll see what they can do here.
So after the Corey Dame interception, South Kitsap will have the ball at the Lincoln 23-yard line. They come out in the I formation. Wolves have a chance here to get some more points on the board with just over a minute remaining. They're going to fake the handoff. Pearson's flushed out of pocket, and he just gets rid of it. He had Hawkins in the flat, but the pass is incomplete. It looked like there was a blitz coming on there by Lincoln, and Pearson was rushed and had to get rid of it.
He had no room to see there on that play at all. Nobody could have completed a pass with that pressure. We had 2 linebackers looking him dead in the eye.
And not an errant pass either by Pearson. Good job of him getting that ball away, not throwing it anywhere near the defender. So South Kitsap with the incomplete pass, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Wolves as we have another official's timeout. Looks like a little equipment problem here on the Lincoln side as they're going to try and get set here. So South Kitsap's going to have 3 wide receivers, 2 split to the near side. Parker and Carter here on the near the South Kitsap side of the field. Sean Staten split to the far side. The Wolves have the ball on the left hash mark, or on the right hash mark. Still in the I formation. That looks like Stephen Tucker. They're going to have the ball up, and he's got a big hole. Puts his head down, but he's met at the line of scrimmage. Nice job on the tackle by the linebacker for the Abes. And Tucker's going to gain a few here on the play, but I believe that South Kitsap is going to call their 3rd and final timeout, and they are.
Boy, that Abe's defense is really looking a lot better this 2nd quarter. In the 1st quarter, that would have been a big gain and possibly a touchdown. For whatever reason, Abe's coaches made an adjustment, and maybe they just got their guys fired up, and they're not getting. The Wolves are not getting any yards up the middle, or not, at least not as much as they got in the 1st quarter.
Tucker had a 4-yard carry to get the ball to the Lincoln 19-yard line. South Kitsap well within field goal range. Quincy Lyman with a pretty strong leg himself. The Wolves would like to get a 1st down. If they do, they will stop the clock briefly to get the chain set, but the new rule is that once the chains are set, that the clock does start running whether both sides are ready to go or not. So South Kitsap would very much like to get even closer, or maybe just a few yards closer if they don't get that 1st down to try a field goal, but they're going to have to get it done quickly because South Kitsap is now without any timeouts as they have the ball at the Lincoln 19. Pearson's looking for a man, and he's got him out in the flat. It's going to be underthrown. The pass was intended for David Parker in the right flat heading towards the sideline, but the pass is going to be incomplete and is going to be 4th and 6 for the Wolves in decision time here, and I believe that the Wolves are going to go for the field goal.
They're going to bring out the leg, Quincy Lyman here for a field goal. It's going to be about, let's see, about a 36-yarder.
The ball is at the 19-yard line, and this will be a 36-yard field goal attempt. The ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 26-yard line, so Quincy Lyman will attempt the 36-yard field goal here with 42 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. The holder is Aaron Smothers, the backup quarterback. The snap is back, the kick is up, and it is going to be short. It is fielded by Lincoln. The kick was awfully short. Looks like he got a little bit too much under that.
I think maybe, well, possibly a Lincoln defender may have gotten a hand on that as well.
It may have been deflected, and nonetheless, Lincoln is going to take over on down. So South Kitsap had a golden opportunity with the interception by Corey Dame back in action for the Wolves this week, and they were able to get the ball all the way down to the Lincoln 19-yard line, but unable to get some points on the board, and that could be a big momentum breaker here going into the halftime.
Well, if the Wolves score there, that's a huge boost for the Wolves' confidence going into the locker room. Right now, that's kind of just a big thud for them. Chip Pierce not really able to get into a rhythm passing-wise tonight, and Lyman unable to convert on the field goal.
So the turnover on downs, and Milner is just going to take the center snap and take a knee, and they are just going to let the clock wind down here in the first half of play. Lincoln still leads South Kitsap 12-7 here at Joe Knowles Field. They may have to take one more snap, but and I think that they may do that. We're seeing now they're not even huddling up. They're just waiting to see what is going to happen. But I believe that Lincoln will just be able to run the clock out here. And they are going to do that. So we're going to go into halftime with Lincoln leading South Kitsap 12-7 here at Joe Knowles Field. And we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Josh. And Josh, what do you have for us down there?
Hey guys, we have clear skies and no sign of rain, which is perfect for football weather. At the end of the first half, South has been unable to stop Lincoln's rushing game, giving up 2 rushing touchdowns. However, they were able to block 2 of Lincoln's extra point attempts, leaving the game close. Will that be the deciding factor in this one? We'll find out. At the end of the first half, South 7, Lincoln 12. Back to the rest of the halftime show.
Well, that's going to do it here for the first half as the South Kitsap High School Marching Band is coming out onto the field, still led by the infamous, the ever-popular Gary Grahams. And they've been working very hard all week long for another big performance. So Lincoln Abes lead the South Kitsap Wolves 12-7 here at halftime, and we'll see you after the band performance. Hello everyone and welcome back to Joe Knowles Field here on the campus of South Kitsap High School as we are getting ready for the start of the second half of play, and the Lincoln Abes continue to lead the South Kitsap Wolves here 12-7 as we are ready to break out of halftime. And what a great game we've had here tonight. South Kitsap dominating most of the first quarter, and then Lincoln making a few adjustments in the second quarter of play and turning things around, and they were able to get into the end zone for a couple of scores. South Kitsap got on the board first with a touchdown run from Stephen Tucker, and then in the second quarter of play, Lincoln with a couple of incredible plays. A 19-yard touchdown shovel pass from DeMarcus Milner to Ryan Rogers for the first score, and the second score, a 59-yard touchdown run by Jarrell Wilkins for the Lincoln Abes, who has only carried the ball one time tonight, but it just happened to be for a 59-yard touchdown.
On a reverse.
So the Lincoln Abes made a few adjustments, and they've gotten a little bit of momentum, but having some difficulties with the extra points and missing a couple of them, which could come back to haunt them here in the second half of play.
And we'll see if that is yet to be true. And both teams defensively have done a much better job in the second quarter of stopping the run. Pula for the Abes really just hammering away at the Wolves' defensive line and linebacking core. And Tucker and Fowler for the Wolves going crazy, running wild in the first quarter, have really been shut down. Were really shut down in the last frame. Now, as we move on to the third quarter, 12 minutes each quarter, we've got 12-7 Lincoln, and as you mentioned, DB, those extra points might come back to hurt the Abes. However, kicking not the strong suit for the Wolves either, as Lyman misses a 36-yard field goal attempt towards the end of the first half. Lincoln taking knees to end the half and go into the locker room with a 5-point lead.
South Kitsap had a chance. They had an interception by Corey Dame, who's back in action this week after being out a couple of weeks with an injury to his shoulder, and did a nice job, got the ball deep into Lincoln territory, but the Wolves were unable to capitalize on the Lincoln turnover. But nevertheless, the Wolves had the kickoff in the first half of play, and the Lincoln Abes are going to come out after halftime and receive the kickoff. So Lincoln is going to have the first series of downs here in the second half of play. Have a few stats here for both sides of this contest here tonight. Stephen Tucker and Chad Fowler sharing the running duties here tonight, as Quincy Lyman is ready to kick the ball off, and they will. It's going to be on the left-hand side. That looks like it's going to be Pula. He kind of fumbles the ball just a little bit, stutter steps, takes a look, doesn't really have much, and he is going to be piled up at his forward progress will get him all the way up to the 27-yard line. Stephen Tucker tonight for the Wolves, carrying the ball 13 times for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Chad Fowler, 6 carries for 37 yards. So South Kitsap maintaining that ground game. Not much in the throwing department, as Chip Pearson is 1 for 2 for no yards. So South Kitsap only has 98 total yards here in the first half of play.
Pula with 57 yards on 11 carries. Milner with 14 passing yards. And Wilkins with a 59-yard TD. Milner with 47 passing yards. Milner 3 for 14, including that magnificent shovel pass.
Lincoln spreading the field out once again with this patented offense. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He's got a nice little hold. The ball is fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by South Kitsap. And just like that, a huge turnover. Nice job there by the South Kitsap defense.
Boom, boom, one play. South has the ball back at the Abes 30-yard line, and they are in business coming out of halftime with a big-time turnover. We'll see if this time they can turn that turnover into points. Unable to do that at the end of the first half with that Corey Dame interception. Squandered an opportunity there. We'll see this time if they can capitalize and possibly go up on the Abes here with 11:46 to go in the third quarter.
Lincoln had a lot of momentum going their way into halftime, and getting the kickoff and fumbling on the first play. And then there's a fumble at center snap by Chip Pearson under center. I believe the Wolves do get the ball, so almost another mishap by the Wolves as well.
Seemed like maybe center and quarterback not familiar with the snap count, or maybe that the quarterback was moving out of there a little too quickly. So it'll be 2nd and 11 as they lose a yard, as the Wolves lose a yard on the play, and a lucky break there for the Abes defense.
Roman Pula having a heck of a first half here for the Lincoln Abes, gaining 57 yards on 11 carries, and his first carry from scrimmage in the second half results in a turnover, and South Kitsap recovers. Tucker is in the backfield. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He doesn't have much room there, though. Lincoln clogging up those holes there, and South Kitsap looks to appear that they haven't made quite the adjustments that you think they would have made at halftime.
Well, we'll see if we get that passing game mixed more into the offensive play calling here in the third quarter. Statistics tonight provided to us here in the booth by Jeff Wilson of the Port Orchard Independent, and we thank him for that.
Jeff, a big help for us tonight. Usually our stat peoples that we have working for us, which is really nobody, and Jeff has volunteered his time tonight while he is covering the game for the Port Orchard Independent, as the Wolves break the huddle and they send 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Chad Fowler now in at tailback. Pearson is going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He's got a big hole on the counter. He's got a burst of speed. He's getting over the 20, spins around, stays on his feet. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, South Kitsap.
Spun around, keeps his feet, looked like he was down, and he goes in for the score. And just like that, 13-12, South Kitsap, quick 6 for Fowler.
A 30, we'll call that a 32-yard touchdown run by Chad Fowler. What a great call on offense there by the South Kitsap coaching staff.
Just the counter, and everybody went right, and boy, Fowler went left, and he scampers in the end zone. Actually, Abe's tackler had a helmet on him and just couldn't wrap up, and he spun out of there, and boom, in the end zone.
As we have stated in several occasions, one couple of things that could be a huge factor for either side, as the extra point kick is up, and it is good, and the South Kitsap Wolves get on the board after the turnover by Lincoln. And the score is 14-12 South Kitsap, and that's just the kind of play that South Kitsap needs.
Wow, that's they recovered the fumble. They go in on third down, and Fowler just takes it on a counter going left, and boom, in the end zone. And South Kitsap right back in this game, kind of on their, feeling like they might have been on their heels a little bit after the end of the first half when things weren't really going their way, but boy, they are back in business, and those 2 extra points from Lincoln are really coming back to haunt them now, as they're down 2 against the Wolves, and this is the knockdown drag-out game. This one could come down to the wire as well as the first 2 games of the season for the Wolves.
So South Kitsap coming out here, getting the early turnover by Lincoln, and about 2 plays later, South Kitsap gets into the end zone for the touchdown on the long touchdown run by Chad Fowler. So South Kitsap leads Lincoln now 14-12 with 10:15 remaining here in the third quarter of play. But a lot of football left here in this game.
And that was a beautifully executed counter by the Wolves offense. And as the SK marching machine gives us their kickoff rendition following their version of On South Kitsap, as the Wolves score their second touchdown of the game with 10:15 left in the third quarter.
Chad Walker and Jarrell Wilkins back deep to receive the kick, and they're going to squib it off to the left. It's already touched by Lincoln. The ball's down near the 25-yard line, picked up by Lincoln. Not much on the return, probably about a 5-yard return there. So it was touched early after the little squib kick down the middle, and Lincoln is going to have the ball at their own, we're going to call that about the 30-yard line. So Lincoln will see what they can do after the turnover that they had on their first series of downs after in the start of the third quarter of play.
Well, the SK Wolves defense feeling good about themselves, forcing a fumble turnover there at the first series for Lincoln here just a few minutes ago, and I'm sure they're going to be ready to go here for a second series and try to force some more big plays.
Rogers and Wilkins split to the far side of the field. Milner is in the shotgun. Pula is the lone setback. Milner's looking for a man, and he's got Pula in the flat. He's got the ball at the 30. Nice juke around there, and he makes a little juke and a little jive, but a penalty flag comes flying in around the 32. and that is going to, the South Kitsap coaches are indicating that it will be against Lincoln, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe an illegal block that allowed Pula to be so wide open in the flat.
Well, I wouldn't want to see Pula coming at me full head of steam, but that's a big boy, and he's a crafty runner, able to create some moves, make people miss, and the Wolves there got a break with a penalty. One of the reasons why they were unable to tackle Pula is because of the penalty, the hold, and it'll set negate the run and set the Abes back a few more yards, and it'll be about 1st and 20 for the Abes.
Pula is one heck of a runner. That kid has got a lot of power, and he has the speed when he needs it, so he's doing an excellent job carrying the ball here tonight, and not just on the running end but also the receiving end. Nice little juke and jive move there to free himself open, but unfortunately negated by the penalty. So it's going to be 2nd, and it'll still be 1st and long as the Lincoln Abes spread their offense out. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side of the field. Milner, he's going to look to his left. He's getting flushed out of the pocket. He's hit hard, but he still is able to complete the pass, and the pass is completed to Rogers. They get back just past the original line of scrimmage. Nice job by Milner to get rid of the football before he's taken down.
Milner has really showed us some moxie and some guts here tonight. Getting hit, getting rid of the ball, stays on his feet, sees the field well, and just doing an overall great job at the quarterback position for the Lincoln Abes tonight.
It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the for the Abes. The ball is going to be placed at the Lincoln 33-yard line. Milner shouting out some signals to his receivers. Pula, the lone setback. And there's going to be, it looked like there was a little movement on the offensive side, but I think they're going to get South Kitsap's defensive line first.
He was jumped into the neutral zone, and the Abes were not offsides, and so 2nd and 2 now for the Abes as a break for Lincoln here, as the Wolves tack on another 5-yard penalty.
So it's going to be, after a 1st and long, about 1st and 20, it's going to be 2nd short for Lincoln. The ball will be placed at their 37-yard line. Milner's got a man out in the flat, and he's going to throw a nice bullet right. It's caught by Jarrell Wilkins.
Right at the 1st down marker, they'll probably give it to him.
So Lincoln was in trouble after their first possession here. In the 2nd possession in their series, they're going to get the 1st down. And nice job there of Demetrius Milner doing an excellent job throwing the ball.
Yeah, very good job. Crafty quarterbacking back there, and nice pass there from Milner, and gives the Abes a 1st down, and they're going in the right direction.
Chad Walker split to the near side of the field. He's being guarded by Fowler. 2 wide receivers split to the far side. Milner with the long count. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He slips on the field. It's starting to get a little damp down there. Not going to get much on the play. In fact, I don't think he got anything. He may have inched forward. They're going to call it, I think he fell forward for a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Lincoln, and that time Pula's feet just slipped out from underneath him.
Nothing DeMarcus Miller can do on the play on that one, on the handoff, as Pula slips, and the Wolves just touch him down, and it'll be 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, as Pula gets back to the line of scrimmage, and we've got 3 wide receivers once again spread out for the Abes.
Lincoln had 177 total yards in the first half of play, as Lincoln coming out again. Milner with the long count. He's going to look to his man in the flat, and he's got Pula in the flat. He gets the ball. Nice open field tackle by Corey Hawkins. Excellent tackle by Hawkins there.
Pula normally able to get away from those prospective tacklers, unable to unleash his strength and power and speed. Hawkins, excellent open field tackle. That's how you do it. Or it could be holding. We'll see what happens, what the officials decide. I don't think it's a late hit. Milner's been scrambling all over that pocket all night. He can really do a lot of things with that ball. You got to put that guy down. Well, the Lincoln Abes so far are able to move the ball up and down the field a little bit better since the first quarter.
We're not really sure what the penalty call was down there, but South Kitsap, I think it's going to be against Lincoln, and it is. It's going to be a loss of down, and so we weren't quite sure what the penalty was there. We were having a few technical difficulties up here in the booth, but while we were trying to understand what the penalty flag was.
Our trusty audio-visual crew is there to fix it for us, and we're back on track.
We're back on track again there. We can always rely on the reliable, the faithful, the ever-popular Mike Downham, who is in charge of the audio-visual communications class here at South Kitsap High School. Does a great job with all these kids.
And the video production department and those faithful students are doing a great job for us here tonight, and we thank them.
The video production crew always doing an excellent job here at the home games as we're able to broadcast these games here and then show them later on channel 205 SKTV as the Lincoln Abes are going to have to kick the ball away. It's going to be a long punt. It's an end over end. It's going to be fielded by Staten at his own 35-yard line. He's got a little bit of room. Tries to get to the outside but not going anywhere. And his forward progress is going to keep him at about the 42-yard line. So South Kitsap will have the ball in good field position near midfield to start their second series of plays, and like they did on their first series of plays after a Lincoln fumble, and they were able to get the ball into the end zone for a long touchdown run by Chad Fowler.
And a beautiful clear night here in Port Orchard for this 4A state 4A matchup between the South Kitsap Wolves and the Lincoln Abes. Two very good teams. A very close game, 2-point game, 14-12 South Kitsap, as South Kitsap does take the ball back on possession after the punt, and they'll have it at the 42-yard line, moving from our right to left.
South Kitsap coming out, Chad Tester in the slot position. They're in the pro set. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He's hit hard, taken down. That's number 48 for the Lincoln Abes. Washington Leafy, what a great tackle there by the defender for the Abes.
Boy, he just took him right down in his tracks, knocked him off his feet, and boy, he went down hard. Nice little run there, 3 yards, hard fought 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for the Wolves as the clock ticks. 7 minutes left in the third.
South Kitsap leads Lincoln here 14-12, and it will be a 2nd and 7 for the Wolves. Near midfield, the ball will be placed at the South Kitsap 45-yard line. Still now in the I formation. Tester still in at that slot. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He bounces off one of his own, spins around, keeps his feet going. Nice job by Tucker on the carry there. He's going to inch forward for a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd and short for the Wolves.
Tucker's got some good moves, stays on his feet, as he proved to us earlier on in this game with that nice little touchdown scamper. Bounces off a would-be tackler and moves ahead for a couple more yards. 3rd and 3 for the Wolves. We'll see what kind of play the coaches call here.
Cedric Carter and Chad Fowler come into the game. Fowler and Tucker sharing the running duties for the Wolves here tonight, as the Wolves now have 3 wide receivers. Cedric Carter's split to the near side of the field in that slot position. Pearson under center, takes the snap. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler. Bounces out to the outside, being chased by the Wolves. Being chased by the Abes. He's going to fumble the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Lincoln right at the 50-yard line.
And Fowler is hurt. He was thrown down to the turf, and looks like he's got a possible injury. Well, he got spiked down. Unable to get around that corner, and he was grabbed onto and thrown down to the turf, Fowler was, and smack, fumble, and Abes are back in business, only down by 2.
Lincoln with a costly turnover in their first series of play that led to a South Kitsap Wolf touchdown that put the Wolves up 14-12, but the Wolves returning the favor by fumbling the ball right at midfield. So Lincoln with a big break here. Coming out, they have the ball at the 50-yard line. 3 wide receivers again, that spread offense.
Milner, they're going to run the option. They're going to pitch the Pula, but he doesn't have much there. He stutter steps, gets to the outside, chased down by Renard Williams, and then finally taken out of bounds. That's number 8, Joe Butterworth. So the good combo on defense by Williams and Butterworth, and Pula was not getting anywhere.
Pula's got he's got a good burst of speed, and he gets around that corner either left or right side, and it's tough to bring him down. Those Wolf defenders doing a very good job of staying home, staying in their lanes, and able to force him out towards the sideline and lose 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 14. Nice job, Wolf defense.
South Kitsap, actually a good stop there. They're going to lose 2. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Lincoln after the South Kitsap turnover, the fumble. And Lincoln spreads that offense one more time. 2 wide receivers split to the near side. Milner looks over the defense. Pula, the lone setback. Milner's going to look to his left. He's got a man out on the left, and he's just going to overthrow his man. The intended wide receiver had an extra step on the South Kitsap defender, but Milner put a little too much on that one. The pass is incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 12 for Lincoln at their own 48.
Boy, he had his man scampering up the left sideline wide open, just overthrew him by about a step, and he would have been in for a quick 6, I believe, on that play if he makes the connection.
Rogers split to the far side of the field. Rogers, one of the top receivers for the Abes tonight.
3rd and 13 for the Abes. Big play
Walker
here.
and Wilkins to the near side. Milner with another long count. They're going to look for a man, and he's being flushed out of the pocket, and he escapes it all, but not this time. He's not getting anywhere. Milner has been doing an excellent job all night of escaping the pressure, even when he's about to go down in the grasp of a Wolf defender. But this time he is unable to get the ball off for a huge loss. It'll be 4th down for Lincoln.
Great job by the Wolves, by the South Kitsap defense of getting in the backfield of the Abes and chasing Milner around once again as he's dancing back there, and he's unable to escape this time. No fancy shovel passes on that occasion.
Lincoln unable to capitalize on the South Kitsap turnover, and they're going to have to punt. The kick is up. It's a high kick. It's a high wobbly kick. It's going to be fair caught by Chad Fowler at his own 34-yard line. So the Wolves doing a good job on defense, and after the turnover, not allowing Lincoln to get on the board.
A back and forth game here in the second half, punts and turnovers for both teams, and really wearing out that area between the 30-yard line marks.
South Kitsap with the turnover. One thing that can be costly, couple things that can be costly for any team in a game are turnovers and penalties. We've seen a few of those tonight. Lincoln has 2 turnovers and South Kitsap has 1 turnover. So Lincoln leading that department as the Wolves come out in the I formation. Tucker is going to fake. Pearson's looking for a man, and he's got it, and he's going down, and he throws it up high enough. The ball is caught by Cedric Carter. He puts on a burst of speed, and he gets all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Where'd that come from? We haven't seen that all season. Great pass. Carter had double coverage, and he just manages to jump a little bit higher, turns around, faces the ball, catches it, and Pearson and Carter hook up for a 50-yard reception, and the ball is going to be downed, or going to be placed at about the 10-yard line. Make that a 60-yard reception.
And that whole pass play was set up by Chip Pearson, who did an excellent job of faking the handoff at the line of scrimmage. He does a real good job of hiding that ball behind his back.
We give Chip Pearson a chance to they give Chip Pearson a chance to throw, and he's going to be an accurate passer.
Carter had the step, and they had the big completion. They're going to fake the handoff, roll out to his left, but he's being flushed out and taken down quickly. Lincoln did not go for the fake right there. Nice job on defense. That's number 38. We don't have a 38. But number 38 for the Lincoln Abes did a nice job on defense right there, and they're going to lose about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and long for South Kitsap, but going back to that long pass play, set up by Pearson with the great fake that allowed Carter to get open behind the defender.
And a great catch from Carter too there on the right sideline. Boy, just jumping high enough to catch it and bringing it in, hauling it in for a big time gain. And then the run after catch was as equally impressive. He brings the ball down. Unfortunately for the Wolves, a little stutter here with no block on the left side, and Chip goes down.
Pearson's going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a little bit of a hole, not much on the carry, taken down by number 21. That's Joe Ballard, the 5'8 senior for Lincoln. And Tucker got back to the line of scrimmage, but not until he was taken down there. It's going to be third, just a little bit short of that. We're going to call it 3rd and 11 for South Kitsap. So South Kitsap driving into Lincoln territory with just under 3.5 to go here in the third quarter of play, still leading Lincoln 14-12.
And I hate to speak prematurely to this or anything, Coach, but this is an important play for South. The third down with the possibility to convert. They've had this chance a few times so far tonight, and we'll see if they can go here.
South Kitsap, 2 wide receivers, both sides, spreading out the offense themselves. They're going to fake the handoff. Nice pass by Pearson. He's got a man, but the pass is going to be incomplete. He led his intended receiver, Jesse Galligan, just a little bit. Galligan was headed toward the near sideline around the 10-yard line, but the floater was just a little bit too far. And it is going to be 4th down for the Wolves as Quincy Lyman will come back into the game and attempt another field goal here. The ball is placed at the South Kitsap 14-yard line. This will be a 31-yard field goal attempt, and this could be huge. Quincy Wilder, even though that's not Quincy Wilder, it's Quincy Lyman, as Lyman missed
the leg.
That's right, he missed an earlier attempt from 36 yards. This is a little closer. The kick is going to be up, and it is no good. Pulled just a little bit to the left, so a missed field goal by the Wolves, but the Wolves still lead 14-12 with 3 minutes to go.
Story of missed kicks so far tonight, as we've got 2 missed extra points from the Lincoln Abes as they called a timeout when they set up for a 2-point conversion following their second touchdown. Decided to call a timeout and go for the more conservative extra point. That didn't work for them. The Wolves here tonight missing 2 field goals, one on each end of the field, a 36-yarder and then just now a 31-yarder with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Wolves will line up on defense as they give the ball back to the Abes, back and forth.
So Lincoln takes over on downs. They will have the ball at their own, we're going to call that the 20-yard line. Another long count. They hand the ball off to Pula. He's got a big hole up the middle. Dragged from behind by his jersey, but inches ever so forward, close to the first down marker. He gets near the 30. It's going to be a gain of about 9. It'll be 2nd and short for the Abes.
Well, he's almost impossible to tackle. He gets going, and if it's just one-on-one, he's going to blow through you. It takes usually a gang of tacklers, of Wolf tacklers, to bring him down, and I just see him doing many good things from here the rest of this season and in the future.
They're spotting that ball at the 29-yard line, so a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Abes. Milner with the long count. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula one more time. Hit hard, met by the defensive lineman. Still kept going, and I'll tell you what, Pula's a hard man to take down.
Well, he's a load, and we just can't say it enough tonight, but he is really carrying the running game, literally and figuratively, for the Abes tonight, and just there's not a lot that the Wolves have been able to do about it, except try to gang tackle him, and that's the best philosophy so far, as it brings up a 3rd and 1 at the Wolf 28-yard line with 1:40 left in the third quarter. Time actually becoming a factor now.
So the Lincoln Abes with a 3rd and short, a huge play here. Milner, they're going to fake the handoff. He's going to just keep it, roll out to his right. He may not have it. I don't think he's got it.
I think he got it. We'll see. Yeah, he's got it by about a yard.
He may have gotten a generous spot. I think that he did. He looked like he was stuffed. Faked the handoff to Pula up the middle, just kept running, but the door was shut, went right back up the middle, and ever so got over that first down marker, and the ball is going to be placed at just outside of the Lincoln 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lincoln with about 1:15 left here in the third quarter of play.
And I'm suspecting that this game will come down to the wire, as some of our other games have so far this season, with Lakes and Kentwood, as we play Lincoln here tonight.
Trips wide receivers to the far side of the field for the Abes. They're going to fake the handoff. Milner is looking for a man. He's being chased. Still gets the throw off. He's got a man for the catch. That's the big tight end, number 83 for the Lincoln Abes. What a catch by the big tight end, and another huge 3rd down play there. Milner looked like he was in trouble. We thought he was going to be taken down, and he was still able to get the pass off. What a pass completion by Milner. and Lincoln gets the ball all the way down to the South Kitsap 35-yard line.
And that's the receiver on that play is the tight end, the junior, 6'1", 235, number 83, Dominique Fagatau.
This game has been passed.
A very nice completion. I could not believe that Milner got that ball off.
A 35-yard pass completion as Lincoln is in business and in South Kitsap territory, driving here before the end of the third quarter. Oh, and there's a miscommunication on the snap, and flags come a-flying in from all directions, and that is going to be an illegal procedure call on the Lincoln Abes. So not the kind of thing you want to see, a 5-yard penalty after a huge 35-yard pass completion.
That'll drive the coach nuts. You know, they do a great job of converting that big pass play up the right sideline to their tight end, and then immediately shoot themselves in the foot with a 5-yard offsides penalty.
So the Lincoln Abes, with just about 25 seconds left here in the third quarter of play, trying to get something done, and trailing South Kitsap 14-12 as they send 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. They'll be able to get 1 play off here before the quarter ends. Milner looking to his left. He's got a man, throws and hits, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for, that was number 20, Chad Walker, and the pass was dropped by Walker, and it's going to be a 2nd and 15 from the South Kitsap 40-yard line, so a missed opportunity there by the Abes.
Well, the Wolves defensive line able to penetrate through and get through to the quarterback. The offensive line pulling there and giving those lanes open as the offense knew it was going to be a quick pass anyway.
4 seconds left here in the third quarter of play. Milner's now under center. He's going to fake the pass. They're going to hand off to Pula. Sidesteps, hurdles over a couple of Wolves, and he gets 5 yards on the play, gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line, but not until that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play here. And the Lincoln Abes still are trailing the South Kitsap Wolves 14-12. And we're going to go back to Josh Lounsbury down on the field. Josh, what do you got for us down there?
Hey guys, the momentum of this game has been passed back and forth between the South Kitsap Wolves and the Lincoln Abes. Both offenses have stepped it up to produce the points that they need to keep it a close game. Now the clear skies tonight has left the air cold and damp, making the grass a little wet and slippery. That may be one of the reasons why both teams have fumbled the football in the third quarter. Could that mean more turnovers in the fourth? Stick around and find out. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks for that update, Josh, and we're glad to have you down in the sideline there helping us out tonight. And sideline reports are always helpful for us, so we can we don't always catch everything up here in the booth, and the guys down on the field are always helping us out. We appreciate that. South Kitsap lining up here in the to start the fourth quarter on defense, and the Lincoln Abes get.
We have the South Kitsap cheerleaders here helping with. We're going to name them all off here. We're trying to get all kids involved with high school athletics on Friday night football, as the Lincoln Abes come out with a 3rd and long at the South Kitsap 35-yard line. There's going to be a screen pass, and it's going to be, it passes incomplete. You could see that coming, and South Kitsap had 3 defenders almost taking down Milner, and Milner was able to get the screen pass off, but it was dropped by the upback, and the pass was incomplete. It's going to be 4th and long for Lincoln, and decision time here whether or not to go for it.
And that was a tough break for the Abes because they had a perfectly set up screen pass and just threw the fingertips of the receiver as it brings up 4th and 10 at the Wolf 35-yard line. And is it 4 down territory, DB?
I think this is 4 down territory, as but Lincoln is coming out in the punt formation, but we have to be very careful. They could fake it right here, as Corey Dame and Chad Fowler are back to receive the punt, but they're not going to fool around here. They're going to kick it down, and Fowler is going to field it deep in his own territory. Sidesteps, gets out of it, but he's downed, and he is going to be downed at his own 5-yard line. So good special teams coverage by the Abes.
And Coach Segerson not very happy with that decision by Fowler on the sideline, and just really, kind of the rule is when the ball's inside the 10-yard line, you don't field it.
Usually the rule is that you hopefully stand around your 10-yard line, and when the punt comes flying over, if it looks like it's going over your head, that you just let it go. If it's in front of you, you can fair catch it, but it's a learning experience, and there's a lot of time left, and South Kitsap's going to get the ball back at their own 5, where they will have 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Key possession right here for the Wolves, and Lincoln trying to shut them down.
Well, the first time really tonight the South has been backed up against their own end zone, so we'll see what they can do here.
Pearson under center. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler, and there isn't much doing right there. He may have gotten a couple on the play. They're going to give him a generous spot with his forward progress. A gain of about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6 as he got near the 10-yard line, placed the ball at the 9.
It's really been a defensive struggle this second half. It'd be interesting to see if this game ended up at the same score that we have right now, 14-12. No team's really able to get on the board except for South. An early touchdown in the second half. Right now we have been about 8 or 10 minutes without a score, with 11:15 left in the fourth quarter in the game, as we get behind center again for South.
Clock management. Pearson looking to his left. He's got a man open. He throws it down and he gets the catch. And the pass is completed to David Parker at the 40-yard line.
What a catch from Parker, number 81 for the Wolves. A 6'1", 170-pound senior. Parker hauls it in, and boy, what a play for the Wolves. They needed that. If they want to win this game, they should for them, they need to put some points on the board right now and try to shut the Abes out here.
That was a 31-yard pass completion from Chip Pearson to David Parker. Pearson with a nicely thrown ball after the great fake, and Parker doing a great job of making the catch. So South has the ball at their own 40. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He holds on real tight with 2 hands, but he's not going anywhere as they're going to spin him around. In fact, he's going to lose about 2 on the play.
Fowler trying to put some moves on there on the tackler. Just follow your lanes, and boy, he tried to juke out of there and not fooled at all, and stalled for time really is what he did, and gave other tacklers a chance to come in and finish him off.
We have to remember that South Kitsap started this drive at their own 5-yard line, getting all the way down to the Lincoln 40. They lost just a couple there on that running play, but South Kitsap doing a good job of ball control here with just over 10 minutes remaining in the game. As South comes out, they lost a couple on that. It'll be 2nd and 12. Parker in at wide receiver in the near side. Fowler is in at tailback. He's going to fake. He's got a man wide open. Pearson looks for him, and it's caught by David Parker, and he makes a great catch as he was turning around. Looked like he almost caught that one-handed.
That was a one-handed grab, and he was headed out of bounds. He made the catch, fell out of bounds. The ref marks it down at the 38-yard line of Lincoln, as the Wolves are now knocking on the door. A couple of nice pass completions to wide open receivers, almost wide open receivers for the Wolves.
A 22-yard pass completion from Pearson to Parker, and that is going to be a commonality that we're going to be announcing all night. And Pearson is right on the money tonight too.
Well, I think the Wolves offensive line had trouble giving them open looks early on, and now they've kind of nailed that down, and Pearson gets a good look at a receiver. He's going to make a good throw.
Pearson trying to draw the defense offside, almost does. They had the ball off to Fowler. He's got a wide opening on the right-hand side. Cuts back, goes back up the left-hand side, stays down. Nice job by Chad Fowler to get the ball all the way down to the South Kitsap 19, or the Lincoln 19-yard line.
Chad Fowler with a juke and a jive and a step aside, and avoids tackles, and people are just missing him out there. It's like he's taking a page out of the Lincoln ball carrier's book. Roman Pula sidestepping tacklers, and just a big-time run up the field. South going in the absolute right direction, positive yardage here. Another first down for the Wolves at the 19-yard line. 9:30 to go in the fourth quarter.
So a couple of big pass plays and another big run by Fowler, and the Wolves are in business. They're in the red zone, as they're going to hand the ball fake, and Pearson's going to roll. He's got a man open, and the pass is tipped, and it's batted down. But it wasn't batted down immediately. It was just deflected and still in the air. Some of the players thought that the ball had already been knocked down, but could have been intercepted by Lincoln.
It was almost a pickoff as the ball was batted at the line, and the officials are going to bring the ball back over here to the near sideline, still at the 19-yard line, 2nd down and 10. A little rollout to the left for Chip Pearson, who had a receiver open on the run, as they faked right and went left, but defensive line for Lincoln in there and able to bat the ball away.
So with 9:18 remaining here in the game, South Kitsap inside the red zone of Lincoln. It's 2nd and 10 from the Lincoln 19. They're in a pro set. Hawkins is the fullback, and there is movement on the offensive line, and they're going to scoot him back just a little bit here, and Matt Foxworthy was just a little anxious there on that one.
And no hiding who was the violator on that play, as Foxworthy smacking his helmet, unhappy with himself. 2nd and 15 for the Wolves, as we'll look to see some more passes here from Chip Pearson and the receiving corps.
So the Wolves will have the ball at the Lincoln 24-yard line, but I can tell you right now that Foxworthy's going to come back with a big play after that one, and he'll be fired up and ready to go. So the Wolves come out 2nd and long in the pro set. Slot wide receiver to the right side. They're going to fake the pitch, and hand off. There was a little miscommunication, and luckily that ball goes sailing out of bounds. Pearson turned around, faked the pitch, tried to hand the ball off on a reverse, and he decided to keep it. Once he took a couple of steps, he ended up pitching the ball forward as well, and luckily the ball went rolling out of bounds, and it will be, I believe, an incomplete pass, as they're going to call that as a pitch, and it's going to be 3rd and long for the Wolves.
I'm sure they'll be looking at that one on films tomorrow and scratching their heads saying, what did we do there? As the right side of the offensive line went to go block on the left side, it looked like it was going to be a reverse, but for whatever reason, the play broke down, and the Wolves, 3rd and 15 on the 24 with 9 minutes left, would do themselves a big favor by getting positive yardage here.
They're going to have to hurry up with this play as time was running down on the clock. Pearson's got a man, and he's looking for Parker again, and the pass is caught! Oh my goodness, it's a touchdown, South Kitsap! David Parker, the 24-yard pass completion. There is a penalty flag down at the 1-yard line, and it could be pass interference. We'll have to see which way they call it.
Oh, that'd be a shame if they called pass interference on that play. It was a free-for-all.
It's pass interference on the Lincoln Abes. I can't believe that Parker caught that ball. Actually, Pearson threw a nice pass. It was about right where it was supposed to be. The Lincoln defender committed a pass interference against David Parker, but Parker was able to adjust after the ball had been tipped, and he was able to still make the catch. Touchdown South Kitsap, a 24-yard touchdown pass from Chip Pearson to David Parker.
Well, Pearson threw it into double coverage, and it kind of looked like a jump ball free-for-all there. It reminded me of Doug Flutie throwing a pass against the Miami Hurricanes back in 1983. Not quite as long of a pass, but boy, that ball was batted around and just fell in Parker's lap. He just sits down in the end zone with the ball in his lap, and touchdown Wolves, 20-12. With the extra point coming up. This is actually pretty important because this has put the Wolves up by 9.
The Wolves with the golden opportunity, and they capitalize on it. They go 95 yards, and there's a mishap on the play, and that's going to be Smothers. He's going to look for a man. He ends up throwing the ball. It's thrown just a little bit far behind. He did have a man in the end zone. That was number 14, Sam Carson. Well, that was not a designed play. There was a mishap on the snap for the PAT.
Well, DB, that's a huge play because the Abes can still tie up the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And tonight has been a story of extra points and 2-point conversions and missed kicks and all sorts of weird things. And that very well could come back to hurt the Wolves.
South Kitsap with a 24-yard touchdown pass from Chip Pearson to David Parker, and but a mishap on the extra point, which is no good. And with 9:05 remaining here in the game, South Kitsap leads Lincoln 20-12. So the Lincoln Abes are still within reach here. South could have gone up by 9 points.
Boy, that was a big one. And I think both teams here tonight are just here to give us a show and keep both teams in the game. And man, see what happens at the end. Who's left when the dust settles at the end of the game here. 9:05 left in the game.
We anticipated an excellent contest here tonight, and both sides are living up to that, as South will be kicking off here with just over 9 minutes left here in the game, and Lincoln is going to look to try and get something going here on offense.
Well, Lincoln not short of tricky, crafty plays, and I imagine we'll see that playbook opened up here in the fourth quarter to try to get a 6 on the board and throw a 2 on with a 2-point conversion. So the Wolves ready for anything, including the kitchen sink.
Jarrell Wilkins back to help receive the kickoff for the Abes. Quincy Lyman ready to kick the ball. There goes a kick. It's a squibber down the right-hand side, but it's going to be taken. And no, they're going to call him down.
He put his knee on the ground.
He put his knee on the ground to field it. It won't hurt him too much. Lincoln will get the ball at the 30-yard line.
A lucky break for the Wolves there as he caught the ball as a short hopper. Maybe he hit to it like a shortstop where it was a grounder, and he just picked it right up and took off with it. And could have been a nice a gain for the Abes, but marked down to the 30-yard line as his knee touched the ground when he picked it up.
Lincoln coming out. Rogers split to the far side of the field. So Lincoln's going to try and get something going here. They need to get a series of downs here that will be productive. Milner is in the shotgun once again, spreading out that offense. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He's got a huge hole over the left-hand side. The ball's almost stripped away, but not until he gets near midfield. A huge play there. That's a gain of about 16 yards for the first down. Another big run by Roman Pula.
Pula just barreling down the middle of the Wolves defensive line there. And not a lot for that the Wolves can do except just try to gang tackle him like I mentioned before, and not one guy is going to tackle him. It's going to take a group of many Wolves to bring him down. And big hole, we give him a big hole, it's going down.
Something that Lincoln's been looking for. Pula's still the lone setback. Miller's got a couple of receivers. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula again. He's got another big opening, barrels his way down. He's going to get cross midfield near the first down marker. They're going to place the ball at the 44-yard line. Almost a first down. He's going to be short by about a yard.
Boy, Pula's just got a tendency of knocking tacklers backwards, and he just turns forward, and boy, he's a load. I wouldn't want to be in charge of bringing him down. The Wolves defense here is instead charged with that, and if they're going to hang on here, they're going to have to really buckle down here and keep Pula from running all over the place.
The last offensive series, Lincoln struggled to get anywhere as they send Wilkins and Walker to the far side of the field. Another long count by Milner. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula one more time, but he's not getting anywhere. Jesse Galligan comes in. Nice job. Corey Hawkins also in on the stop. Good job by the Wolves. I believe he will get the first down. We'll have to see where they spot the ball. They might have to call the chains out on this one.
Boy, if Pula gets taken down in that the first contact with the tackler, he loses yards and they don't get the first down, but he's just got such a penchant for being able to stay on his feet and scramble and avoid tacklers and drag tacklers that he probably picked up the first down, and he did. First and 10 at the Wolf 44-yard line with 7:28 clock ticking here in the fourth quarter.
We're going to place that ball. It looks like it's at the 43-yard line as they're going to hand the ball off to Roman Pula again, and he's got a big opening, but he's taken down just across the 40, makes it down to the 49, a gain of 4 yards.
Pula just put his head down again. Lincoln running time off the clock, but they are in Wolf territory, so the clock not such a huge factor for them now as there's plenty of time left in the fourth quarter. They can keep the ball on the ground. Pula's picking up major chunks of yards per carry here in the quarter. And we haven't really seen much passing game from Lincoln here in the fourth quarter.
Lincoln mixing it up quite a bit. Their passing game doing very well, but they've been going to Pula a lot here in this series. Lincoln needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie as they're going to hand the ball off to Pula again. He stutter steps, bounces out to the left side, cuts right back up, taken down by Renard Williams on the inside. Call it the 28-yard line.
Well, Lincoln has gone exclusively to the shotgun formation and hand off to Pula as the up back, as the single back, almost every down since they got the ball back after that last Wolf touchdown. It seems like that's their bread and butter. They're not going to go away from it. They know they can get positive yardage out of it, and that's just what they're going to do, and it just seems like they are on a mission to do that over and over until they get in the end zone. We'll see if the Wolves can stop them.
Lincoln with another big first down. They're at the 28. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula one more time, but this time he's not going to get much, maybe a couple on the play. A lot of Wolves there in on defense, maybe a couple. We'll call it a gain. We'll see how they do. I guess he got a little bit farther forward than what they thought. Boy, Pula doing an excellent job. He seems to get stopped, and then he just keeps getting those yards.
He just plunges ahead.
And he's going to gain 5 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Wolves.
With 5:45 clock ticking here in the fourth quarter.
So the Lincoln Abes come out again with a spread formation. Milner in the shotgun. Points to the backer, reading the defense. Milner with the long count. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He cuts right back up the middle. There goes Pula. He's taken down. Chad Fowler on the coverage. Not until he was tripped up by Corey Dame. But nonetheless, a first down. And we're going to spot that ball near the 10-yard line. We're going to place it at the South Kitsap. Looks like about the 11.
Here's the playbook for Lincoln on this possession. Hand the ball off to Pula. I think we just cracked the code, DB.
The ball is at the South Kitsap 12-yard line, and I think, actually, I think that their playbook is pretty easy. Pula right, Pula left, Pula up the middle.
Yeah, Pula gets the first down, and Lincoln's looking really good here and in good shape at the 11-yard line with a first down.
So Lincoln coming out now with double tight ends, not spreading the offense out like they have. Pula's the tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to him. He's got a big opening, but not till a pack of wolves says you're not going anywhere except a couple yards. It's going to be second short for the Lincoln Abes.
Pula's still putting his head down, getting a couple yards out of it. Most running backs might get stuffed and knocked back on that play. Nope, not Pula. He gets up to about the 9-yard line, the 7-yard line. He still got 3 yards out on that play. 2nd and 7 at the 8-yard line.
The ball is placed at the 8, and the Lincoln Abes are coming out. They're showing this double tight end set. Pula is still in at tailback. The big 210-pound tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He inches his way forward. He's going to get near it. He gets in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Lincoln.
And that was just foreseeable as Pula touched the ball at every single possession. In about 10 plays, Pula single-handedly brings the Abes back within striking distance, as it is now 20-18, and the all-important 2-point conversion here for the Abes as they are down by 2 and have a chance to tie here with 4:13 left in the game.
A key play here for both sides as Lincoln needs to capitalize on this 2-point conversion to tie the ball game. They're going to hand the ball, they're going to fake it, he's going to roll, and he's got the tight end wide open, and the pass is it's incomplete. He dropped it. He had the tight end wide open. Milner faked the handoff to Pula. They just handed the ball off to Pula about 8 straight times. The tight end was wide open in the end zone.
He was beyond wide open, DB.
But Milner underthrew the intended receiver. It looked like the tight end was able to get his hands under it, but the officials deemed it as a trap, and it is no good.
He came back to try to, it was underthrown. He came back to try to get it slipped a little bit and ended up on his elbows and trapped the ball. And luckily for the Wolves, an unsuccessful 2-point conversion as Milner underthrows the wide open intended receiver for Lincoln.
So with 4:13 remaining here in the game, South Kitsap still leads Lincoln 20-18 with the ensuing kickoff here. But the one thing the Wolves have to do is that they have to watch for an onside kick, and I would imagine that Lincoln will try one here.
And Lincoln, if they get the ball back, I'm going to guess they're going to hand the ball off to Pula because that's their bread and butter. I'm surprised we saw any other plays from Lincoln tonight besides hand the ball off to Pula.
Both sides have all 3 timeouts remaining, so South Kitsap hoping to gain possession here as the teams are coming out here. The Lincoln Abes are taking a little bit longer for that special teams kicking unit to come out here, so the Wolves have to be prepared for any kind of special play here as Lincoln is looking to get the ball back.
And if there's any Oklahoma fans in the audience, there will not be an instant replay if there is a controversial onside kick.
So Lincoln getting ready to kick the ball off here. We'll see if they get set up in any kind of an onside kick formation. South Kitsap with 5 men up close, 4 guys right in the middle, and then the 2 deep men, Williams and Fowler. Lincoln trails by 2 points, several missed conversions tonight after touchdowns.
Lincoln has scored 3 touchdowns tonight and has failed to convert on any of them.
So Lincoln, a lot of time left though on the clock. They may just rely on their defense, but we'll have to see what they do here. So Lincoln getting ready. They did put a lot of guys over on one side, but they're going to just kick it straight down, and the ball's going to go and it's just going to sail into the end zone. And in high school football, the ball will automatically come out to the 20-yard line. So still a very good play by Lincoln on the special teams. South will have the ball with 4:13 left. And this is a key drive here where the Wolves need to hang on to the ball.
Well, the Wolves here are going to go back to their running game. If they face a third down, we might see a pass from Chip Pearson, who's been very accurate the second half. Otherwise, it's going to stay on the ground, and we're going to try to run, the Wolves are going to try to run some time off the clock and force Lincoln to take timeouts, burn some timeouts to stop the clock, get a first down after those timeouts are used, and then just run the clock down from there and take home a victory, a 2-point win.
The last offensive series, South Kitsap went 95 yards, took a lot of time off the clock. And that would be another good drive that would make all the coaches happy for the South Kitsap Wolves. As Fowler gets the ball, he's going to bounce out to the outside. He wants to stay inbounds to keep that clock running. But no, he's going to be taken out of bounds. They're going to stop it. So right there, good job by Lincoln to get the ball to the outside. It'll be second down for the Wolves.
Well, the Wolves keeping it on the ground but unable to keep the clock running. I'm sure the Wolves coaching staff just hoping that Fowler would fall down. But, you know, you run hard, you go hard, you want to pick up those extra yards, and that's what these young men are supposed to do, and he did his job.
Ideally, the Wolves would like to keep the ball in play and keep the clock running. But there's 4:06 left. The Wolves still up 20-18. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Wolves as they have two wide receivers, Chad Tester in the slot. Pearson is going to hand the ball off to Fowler, looks like again, stays in, gets up to the 25-yard line.
It's going to be about 3rd and 7 here for the Wolves.
A gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 for South Kitsap from their own 25, and this is a big play here for the Wolves.
Well, like we talked about a few minutes ago, DB, we might end up seeing a pass play called here for the Wolves. They want to rely on the ground game to eat up some clock, but now they've got a 3rd down and 3:35 left in the game. Not the time to punt.
The Wolves looking to get a first down here on this play as David Parker splits to the near side. He's been the favorite target of Chip Pearson tonight. The I formation, Fowler is in. They're going to fake the handoff. Pearson rolls to his right. He's got a man. He's got the tight end. The pass is incomplete. That would have been near the first down, but he had Hawkins at the 30-yard line. The pass is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Wolves, and they're going to have to kick the ball away, and there's still 3:17 left here in this game.
Too much time for Pula and the Abes, and the Wolves stopping the clock with an incomplete pass just now on 3rd down, and also on a running back running out of bounds on the 1st down of the series. And so now the clock stalls for the Wolves at 3:17. They just want that thing to run out, but the Abes have different ideas.
Matt Mays back to kick. He's standing at his 14-yard line. The kick is up. It's an end over end. It's going to hit at about the 50-yard line, fielded at the 20, bounces to the outside, not much going there, tries to reverse his field, and he's got a wide open field. The only man to get him is Matt Mays, the kicker. He puts his head down. He's still going, gets down to the 20, down the way down to the 15-yard line.
And that is just disaster for the Wolves as they have a special teams breakdown as he just the receiver for the Abes just stands up, lets people catch up to him, and he just scampers up the left side as the blocking holds, and he about a 50-yard return on the punt from the Wolves.
The ball was fielded by Lincoln around the 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line. Bounced the run. We didn't get the number on that. Bounced out to the right side. Looked like he tried to reverse his field of motion. Looked like some people just stopped, and he was able to cut back up the middle and then out to the left side of the field.
He just took off.
Got a huge gain on the play and gets the ball all the way down to the South Kitsap 18-yard line.
The Wolf defense has to do a better job of containing Pula, which I don't know if anybody could do a better job of containing Pula, and we'll see what happens.
We have a stoppage of play here. The officials are looking to get the clock reset with the right amount of time. They have it listed at 3:04 here. South still leading Lincoln 20-18, but Lincoln inside the red zone of South Kitsap here late in the game. Lincoln gaining some momentum here. South Kitsap had a chance, but was 3 and out on their series after having the ball with about 4 minutes to go. And Lincoln gets the ball back in a huge return on special teams on the punt. And they will have the ball at the South Kitsap 18-yard line. A little confusion on the offensive end there for Lincoln, but they finally come out. They're going to spread the offense out here.
Let me guess, hand off to Pula.
It's my guess. They've been doing it all night, so Milner has the ball. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula, and he bounces out to the left side. A penalty flag comes flying in. right at the 20-yard line, and that's usually in the area of holding.
Going to be a lucky break for the Wolves here, as we're going to get an inopportune hold against the Abes and going to march them back a few more yards. See if this Wolf defense can hold up here. And
a huge penalty on Lincoln right there, a holding penalty. He is going to move the ball back, and that's a spot foul, I believe, so they're going to move the ball back all the way to the 30-yard line.
And although the Lincoln Abes kicking game hasn't been on spot tonight, another scenario is that if the Lincoln Abes do get within field goal range, which they're pretty close right now, if they can convert, that would be a 1-point lead for the Abes.
All Lincoln needs is a field goal here after a couple of missed extra points.
2nd and 23.
And we've seen the kicker with a really good leg, Zamira. So Lincoln comes out with the spread offense. That's Rogers and Wilkins split to the near side of the field. Milner has the ball. He's got the ball in the shotgun. They're going to run them. They're doing a reverse pitch. There it goes again. They're going to get Wilkins, but he's going to get stuffed out this time. Nice job by Cedric Carter. Well done by the defense for South Kitsap.
And they stay at home that time. They won't get burned twice on that same play. He looked like he was wide open, but boys stayed at home, and they came up. 3 guys make a tackle on the ball.
Lincoln ran that play earlier in the game, scored on a 59-yard touchdown run by Jarrell Wilkins. They ran it again to Wilkins to the same far side of the field, but Cedric Carter was right there to stuff it out. It's going to only be a gain of a gain of 1. Nice defensive play there by the Wolves. It's going to be 2nd and long as the clock is ticking down here, under 2.5 minutes remaining. Milner in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the far side. They're going to hand the ball off to Pula. He tries to bounce, spin around, gets up to the middle, gets back to the 20-yard line, but it's still going to be 3rd and long for Lincoln.
Now we are in 4-down territory, so if they don't convert here, I don't suspect, based on what we've seen from the extra point kicking game tonight, that they'll go for the field goal. They'll probably go for the 4th down conversion, but you never know. They got to stop them here. The Wolves have to stop them here on 3rd down first to get to that 4th down. This is an important play.
It's going to be 3rd and 13 for Lincoln. They have the ball at the South Kitsap 20-yard line. If they don't convert here, they're going to have to go for the field goal, trailing the Wolves by 2, 20-18. Milner in the shotgun with a long snap count. He's going to fake, roll out to his left. He's got a man, fires it down the field, and the pass is incomplete. The ball was intended for Rogers.
Decision time for the Abes.
Actually, the ball was intended for Jarrell Wilkins. He had the ball near the 10-yard line, but the ball was a little bit high, but still catchable, and it went through the hands of Wilkins.
I think they're bringing out the field goal unit for the game winner.
They are bringing out the field goal unit, so Lincoln will have the ball at the South Kitsap 20-yard line. They will be attempting a 37-yard field goal. Lincoln having some difficulty tonight with some extra points, and there's going to be a stoppage of play. South Kitsap is going to call their first timeout.
Wow. They're going to try to ice the kicker, and the young man who just booted a couple of kicks into the end zone on kickoffs. This last one, an inadvertent boot into the end zone to give the Wolves field position at the 20.
Zamira doing the kicking duties tonight has missed a couple of extra point opportunities, but tonight the ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 20-yard line. The ball will actually be at the 27, so that will be a 37-yard field goal attempt for Zamira. A crucial kick here as the Wolves try and ice the Lincoln Abes here. They try and ice Zamira as a big kick coming up here. Still, though, with 1:31 remaining, and even if Lincoln is able to get this field goal, there's a lot of time left for the Wolves to get the ball back, but as we know, they're hoping that they're not going to get this field goal here. So,
and let's watch for a fake kick here from the Lincoln Abes. A fake handoff and run, or a fake and a pass. They've thrown a lot of things at the Wolves tonight, so we should expect that as well.
South Kitsap has been able to penetrate that offensive line and block a couple of kicks tonight, so Zamira is going for a 37-yard field goal attempt here to put Lincoln ahead, trailing 20-18 with 1:31 left here in the game.
This is what it's about.
A big football game here tonight. Key for both sides in the division standings. A 37-yarder. The snap is up. The kick is up. And it is no good. Zamira misses the kick wide to the right. He had plenty of distance and plenty of leg. Cleared the goalpost, but it was wide to the right. So the field goal is no good. And South Kitsap will take over on downs at their own 20-yard line.
The game is not over. We've
not
got
over by any means. There's 1:24 left. South still leading 20-18. And the Wolves have 2 timeouts, but more importantly, the Lincoln Abes still have 2 timeouts.
And they'll be using those on this first set of downs. If South Kitsap can squeak out a first down here, the game most likely is over.
What a great game here tonight.
Wow.
We wanted to mention the South Kitsap cheerleader squad, led by the cheer coaches of Courtney Wilson and Michelle Robinson. We'll get the list of names here before the evening is over, but the Wolves come out in the I formation. The Wolves at the 20, they're going to hand the ball off to Fowler, and he's going to put his head down, stutter steps, bounces out to the outside, but Fowler's making sure he hangs on to that ball, gets near the 30.
Nice run by Fowler, keeps the clock running. Lincoln forced to take a timeout.
Lincoln is going to call a timeout here and stop the clock. Gain by Fowler, they're going to call it a gain of about, we'll see where they spot it, it's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2, so a huge run there by Fowler. The South Kitsap cheerleader squad, Alicia Banks, Kelly Dalrymple, Kara Smith, Devin Hansen, Amanda Boss, Rochelle Jensen, and Caroline von Wiederhold.
Nice. Emily Everhart, Catherine Silva, Talia Allman, Lacey O'Neill, Megan Dias, Bridget Dillinger, and Nina Mutton with manager Trish Holstein.
An excellent cheerleader squad here at the high school to go along with the entire football program and the whole associated student body. So we like to include as many people as possible. A lot of great kids on that squad. And South Kitsap here, there is a timeout. They will have the ball with 2nd and 2 to go here. There's 1:10 remaining, still leading Lincoln 20-18. Lincoln just missing a 37-yard field goal to go ahead.
It had plenty of leg, and I thought it was actually going to go through. He had plenty of distance on it. It was sky high as well. It was a big boot, big powerful kick from the Zamaya, the field goal kicker. I thought it was in.
South comes out in the power I formation. Chad Fowler is the tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He bounces out to the left side. He tries to get as much as he can. Excellent job by Fowler, though, to stay in bounds. He could have easily run closer to the sideline, but he chose to just cut up. And right there's one word for that: coaching.
That's great coaching by the SK coaching staff, and a good decision by Chad Fowler. It's going to be about, I don't quite think he got the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1, and excellent contained by the Abes defense there. It's going to be coming down to this play as they stop the clock again on 3rd down with 1 to go on the 29 with 1:01 left. If they can stop them here, the Wolves are forced to punt, and they'll get the ball back with about 30 seconds left.
South Kitsap short of the first down. The ball will be placed just short of the 30-yard line, and Lincoln burns up their last timeout. So this is a very important play right here. Wolves need a first down with 1:01 remaining here in the game, and South still leading Lincoln 20-18.
What a game we've had so far tonight, Coach.
Been a great game with some real big plays, some mishaps, and some missed extra points, and some missed field goals by both sides. And the Wolves still remain on top, looking to go 1-0 in and maybe grab a share of the lead of the top spot in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League. A very important game for both sides.
And an important play here.
Stephen Tucker comes in at tailback, still in that power I formation. The Wolves need a big first down here. The Abes need a stop. Looks like a blitz up the middle. They're going to hand the ball up to Tucker. He puts his head down, and he is going to get the first down. That's a big first down for South Kitsap, and that could be the ball game.
I don't think the Abes have any more timeouts left. There's 57 seconds left in the game. The Wolves have a 20-18 lead. It's going to be a first down, barring any sort of weird penalties, which there are none. And the Abes can do nothing now but watch the Wolves take knees.
The clock momentarily stopped. The official signaling to get the clock running. It is stopped here, and there it goes. The clock is now running. but South Kitsap looks like all they're going to have to do is just take a knee, and I think that they're going to have this one in the bag.
Great game, well played game on both sides. Excellent sportsmanship from both sides, and excellent coaching from both sides as well, as we've seen a wonderfully played game here in Fort Orchard between the South Kitsap Wolves and the Lincoln Abes. And
there's going to be a stoppage of play here. The officials are stopping the ball. They're going to have to put some more time on the clock, even though it will be all for naught, because actually I guess that is Lincoln's last timeout.
Did they get 4 timeouts?
I guess they only had 3. I guess we had a miscount there, but the ball is going to be placed at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and long for the Wolves, but all the Wolves have to do is come out, and they just have to take a knee, and that should be the last play of the game.
I think the refs dropped the ball on that one. I think that's 4 timeouts that they just gave Lincoln there. I'm not sure why that happened. They took a timeout on an extra point, or on the 2-point conversion, and they just took 3 just now here in the last minute and a half of the 4th quarter. Not quite sure why we had the clock is down to 3.6 seconds now.
Well, the Wolves come out after
I'm not sure.
The Wolves come out after the timeout, and they will have possession, but all they have to do is take a knee here, and that should be the ball game. There is
3.6.
Well, it says 3.6, but or 36. We're not quite sure, but that should do it. And Lincoln is they're just going to run the clock out, and that's going to be the ball game. South Kitsap comes away with a 20-18 victory over the Lincoln Abes. A huge victory for the Wolves as they go to 1-0 in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League, 2-2 overall. The Lincoln Abes go to 0-1 in the Bridge Division and 2-2 overall as well. So another great game here tonight by 2 great teams.
Let's kick it down to Josh Lounsbury on the sideline. What do you got for us, Josh?
Hey, thanks, guys. The offense for both teams was given a huge energy burst at the beginning of the 4th quarter. South Kitsap drove the entire length of the field and scored a touchdown that was ruled pass interference. But then, after a short meeting by the referees, was concluded that the interference was on the defense and therefore ruled a touchdown for South Kitsap. Soon after, the Abes ran all over South Kitsap's defense and scored another touchdown. However, when the Abes went for a 2-point conversion, the ball slipped out of the receiver's hands and was incomplete, perhaps because of the slippery, wet grass. A long punt return run by Lincoln left them at the 15-yard line, but they were stopped by South's defense, leaving it up to Lincoln's kicker to make a 37-yard field goal. However, they missed it. Then, South ran down the clock with 1.5 minutes left for the win. Back to you guys.
Josh, thank you.
Thank you, Josh, for that report. It looks like they weren't quite sure. I think that they had to put some more time on the clock officially, even though it doesn't really matter. I think that they're just going to run it out, and they are. And so officially the game is going to be over. They had to put some more time on, and South Kitsap is going to come away with a 20-18 win, a huge win for the Wolves to go 1-0 in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League. Lincoln will fall to 0-1. Both teams 2-2 overall, but South Kitsap coming away with the victory and a huge momentum boost as the South Kitsap Wolves next week will travel to play the Wilson Rams at the Stadium Bowl in Tacoma.
Great job from both teams on both sides. Good sportsmanship, good play calling, good coaching, and great playing from both sides. And just a wonderfully played game here on a clear night in Port Orchard at Joe Knowles Field.
We'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. D-Rod, thanks for being here in the booth tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, DB. And once again, we'd like to thank the video production crew here at South Kitsap High School and Mike Downham.
An excellent production here tonight. And again, the final score, South Kitsap defeats Lincoln 20-18. And we'll go on to play the Wilson Rams next week at the Stadium Bowl. So on behalf of D-Rod and Mike Downham and the rest of the video production crew, this is Dee Bowden coming to you guys live from Joe Knowles Field on the campus of South Kitsap High School. Thanks again, everybody.
Good night, everybody.